You know what I love about Filipinas Live? I can watch me. Filipinas Live lets me watch in different angles. No. I'm referring to the multi-cam feature. It allows me to chat with the other viewers too, which means I can read your comments too. Come on, guys. That's what I'm talking about. And it's not just games, there's original content too. And that is Filipinas Love. Filipinas Live.
We're able to match up the energy of our opponent.
Ito sa Miguel sa laban. Perez, 1 of 7 so far. Goes glass! Heading, splitting two defenders. And one para dito kay Don.
The finals began in Antipolo and it has now taken us to Pasay here inside SM Mall of Asia Arena for Game 3 of the Golden Season PBA Philippine Cup between the TNT Tropang 5G and the San Miguel Beermen. Series is tied 1 apiece. Yung mga nakikita nyo pong mukha on your screens are the guys on the court shining brightly in the biggest stage known in the PBA. This is the Philippine Cup Finals. And we thank you for joining us on RPTV. The race to Golden Glory has now reached its final lap. This is Game 3. Muli po, maraming salamat sa pagsama sa amin. John Sulit here together with two of the brightest minds in Philippine basketball. We have Dominic Uy and Coach Richard Del Rosario joining us. Good evening to you, Dom.
Oh, good evening, Jot, and I have to disagree. Not two of the brightest mind. The brightest mind.
Wow!
That's
Diba?
true.
Ang sarap pala
Na-miss ko
dito,
to eh.
no, ha? Sarap pala dito, pero bittersweet to eh. Naiimbitahan lang ako pag hindi kami kasama sa finals eh. So,
Alam naman natin, ayaw natin kasama si Coach Richard dito. Kasi gusto natin nakita na nagkukuha.
Actually,
ako rin eh.
tayo gusto natin siya kasama. Ayaw niya tayong kasama.
Oo nga, tama yun.
Pero balikan muna natin kung anong nangyari in this series because after TNT was able to, set the tone in Game 1 of this series, well, it was San Miguel with that fiery first half in Game 2 that really set the tone naman doon sa game na yun. And Coach Char, they were able to even up the count.
Yeah, even at the start of yung first quarter pa lang, no, they set the tone as you mentioned. Kasi nung Game 1, they started out poorly, but in Game 2, they made it a point to start out strong. So that has been the trend here in this series, no? Whoever starts the game strong usually gets the win. So tingnan natin kung ano mangyayari dito sa game number 3.
Maraming mga contrasting na numero from Games 1 and Games 2. And Dom, one of those is, the stat line of Don Trollano because he was limited. Alam natin kung gaano kalaking bahagi ng Beermen itong si Don, limited in Game 1, but was able to show what he can do in Game 2.
Alam mo, expected kasi si Don Trollano, pagpasok niya sa loob that he will score. When he comes off that bench, he's that scorer na hinahanap ng San Miguel. Obviously, there are other scorers, but his impact, because he can go all the way to the basket, nakakashoot siya sa labas, he gets to the free throw line, he causes a lot of mismatches. And you look at the numbers from Game 1 and Game 2, 22 points as compared to just 4. Tingnan mo yung kanyang field goal. Tingnan mo yung free throws. Talk about being aggressive. 12 free throws, making 9 of them, 4 rebounds, plus 31. And even the minutes, hindi lang natin napakita dyan. In Game 1, 20 minutes only for Trollano. In Game number 2, he had 30.
Ang laki ng difference. Even in the plus-minus, a plus 31 in Game 2 para kay Don. Contrasting numero niya in Games 1 and 2. Pero Coach Chard, yun namang more or less consistent for San Miguel, and he has always been this way. Well, the 9-time PBA MVP in Junmar Fajardo.
Still the biggest problem for opposing teams itong si Junmar Fajardo. Sometimes they would look at his points, sasabihin nila, hindi masyado nakascore si Junmar. But people have to realize everything goes through Junmar for San Miguel. Because of his presence, he catches a lot of attention and that opens up things for his teammate. Makikita natin, 24 points in Game 1, 17 points sasabihin natin in Game 2. But again, yung impact niya sa game, it has been the rebounding also. for Junmar, because when Junmar gets the ball in the post, that's already a breakdown because you would need at least 2 guys to defend him, meaning merong isang malilibre sa mga teammates niya.
Oh, that's right. Well, for more on this matchup, San Miguel versus TNT, pasok na rin natin sa kwentuhan si Miss Eileen Shi.
Gentlemen, good evening. Having equalized the series in Game 2, Coach Leo Austria commended kung paano nag-adjust ang Beermen when it comes to their intensity. Lalo na noong Game 1, out-hustled and out-rebounded nga daw sila. Ika nga niya, depensa ang nagtawid sa kanila nitong Game 2, even limiting TNT to just shooting 35% from the field, all while getting their offense going. We shot at 55% the last game, so going into today, importante daw na maalagaan pa nila ang kanilang shot selection. As he says, not all open shots are good shots, so kailangan ma-prioritize ang quality or the shots that could give them a different look. At ang maganda pa ay posible nilang magawa yan with a complete roster, as Roddy Borondial is cleared to play today kahit na nagre-recover pa siya sa ankle sprain. Balik sa inyo.
You know, that's a big deal. Siyempre, alam naman natin yung nag-iikutan. May Junmar, pero yung katulong niya in Tautua and Brondial, napakalaking bagay din para sa San Miguel. Now, let's move over to the side of TNT and talk about Reynam Batak. You know, last season, Reynam Batak missed the finals of the Philippine Cup. Could have gone very differently, kaya lang may iniinda pa noon. Now he's trying to do everything he can para makabawi. And Coach Short, he looks like a perfect fit para dito sa TNT ngayon.
That's correct. And he is coming off the bench. And very important yan, yung depth of the bench for TNT. Kasi kailangan mo talaga mag-match up dito sa San Miguel eh. Dahil nga ang lalim rin itong bench ng San Miguel. So Reynam Batak is important. Look at his numbers in Game 2. 17 points, perfect from the free throw line. He has to be consistent though. Kasi talaga marked man siya. You know, he have a lot of guys who are defenders for San Miguel. Let's see kung paano magiging production dito ni Reynam Batak.
And you know, Batak also has a partner in the backcourt para sa TNT na ang ganda rin ng pinapakita. Dalawa silang bagong pasok relatively dito sa TNT, but has learned the system and have found their roles in this team. We're talking about Jordan Heading, Dom.
Well, Jordan Heading plays really big para dito sa TNT. Ang maganda dito, pagpasok pa lang niya, impact right away. Hindi siya takot tumira. He knows how to attack the offense. Or the defense rather. He knows how to be able to pass to his teammates as well. Kita mo naman yung difference in Game 1 and Game 2. So, you know, you look at the relative consistency of Jordan Heading in terms of the points. Pero yung field goal percentage in Game number 2 bumabaya to just 33% and only 3 rebounds in Game number 2. Expect him to come up better because alam natin he was also recovering from a fever nung Game number 1. They're gonna need to be able to start out strong, gaya na sinabi ni Coach Richard. And it's all about the bench. Kailangan talaga may binubunot ka. Richard, hindi ka pareho nung kaibigan natin na pag dinadala na yung bill, di ba wala nang binubunot?
Wala na.
Diba?
Wala na, nagtatago na.
At huwag na kayo magtanong, hindi namin pinag-uusapan si Magu.
Alam mo na, nakikita ko na first quarter pa lang matatambakan agad si Magu dito sa coverage na to. But we're moments away from tip-off here in Game 3. Sino ang makakauna in this series? Game 3 is always an important point in a 7-game series. It's time now to meet the starters for both San Miguel and TNT.
Arena Plus. So Arena Plus stakes of sports. And it's time to meet the starters for both teams. First from your TNT Tropang 5G. Starting at guard is the 2023 Defensive Player of the Year from Cagayan de Oro, number 28, the Cyclone Gio Halalon. Also at guard is the top overall pick in the Gilas draft in 2021 from Tondo, Manila, number 15, Jordan Heading. At center from La Union, number 45, Brandon Ganuelas Rosser. And forward is the 3-time champion with TNT from Dumaguete, number 8, Calvin Optana. And also at forward is the 2008 Most Valuable Player from Cebu, number 21, Machine Gun, Kelly Williams. Head coach of the Tropang 5G is Chuck Reyes. And now let's meet the starters for your San Miguel Beermen. Starting at guard from La Paz Leyte, number 6, Chris Ross. At guard is the PBA 49th season Philippine Cup Finals MVP from Iloilo, number 39, Jericho Cruz. At forward is a 3-time champion from Bautista, Pangasinan, number 77, the Predator, CJ Perez. And forward from Taguig City, number 3, Mo Tautua. And at center is a record 9-time MVP from Pinamungahan, Cebu, number 15, the Kraken, Junmar Fajardo. Head coach of the Beermen is Leo, Austria. Game officials are Peter Nahal,
Ito ang ating officials for Game 3. We got Peter Bala, our crew chief, joined by Bing Oliva, Erwin Traballo, and James Paez. Ang mga magsisimula naman for these two teams. There are a couple of players, one from each side, who are making their first start in the finals. Para sa TNT, it's Jordan Heading. Para naman sa San Miguel, it's Jericho Cruz. And it will be a 3-man backcourt para kay Coach Leo with Ross, Cruz, and Perez sharing that backcourt.
Diyan, dagdag mo pa dyan itong si Gio Halaron, who will be starting out as well for TNT for the first time in the finals.
Well, alam mo si Gio, I think one of the reasons why he's here is to disrupt. Nakita mo kagad yan, yung pressure defense niya. That's what he did when TNT was trying to come back from a huge deficit yung game number 2. Kasi hindi mo pwede pabayaan lang maka-execute ng offense itong San Miguel.
Pag pinakita mo yung sinasabi ni Coach Shot, diba? Defense talaga ang kinakailangan. That's how they won game number 1. And they started out strong. So when you change your lineup at the start of a game, more than always, yung hinahanap mo dyan is a change. The energy, he felt that the energy was not the same. And really, yung depensa na mapapakita, disruptor para dito kay Gio Halaron.
Well, Halaron gets the ball stripped away. 5 seconds na lang sa shot clock ng TNT. Aatake si Gio, labas kay Kelly. BGR, nabitawan yan in time, but will miss. And Tautua has been a big part of San Miguel's offense and defense in the finals. Will take the possession. Coach Chard, what opens up kapag nagsasabay dito si Mo at si Junmar?
Well, yan. Yung offense sila nagbabago because you have two threats in the post, no? And whenever itong si Mo Tautua posts up, it's not actually a play for him, but it's for Junmar to seal on the weak side.
Well, Mo gets the first 2 points of this game. Oftana bibitaw, mintis yan. Perez.
Just one attempt there for TNT. And going back dun sa point ni Coach Richard, di ba? Pag hindi mo inuunad si Junmar Fajardo, hindi nakaka-set up yung primary defense, right? Yung help side. So if you're posting up actually itong si Mo Tautua, hindi ka pwede mag-help kung ikaw yung naka Junmar. So mangyayari pag nag-seal siya, he's almost always alone or magsasag yung defense sa kabila, which will open up the shooters.
And as a result, itong si Big Mo is the second leading scorer of SMB in the series, averaging 18 a game.
Actually, maganda rin nilinaw niya. Coach Richard, nung kalaban kayo, di ba?
Pinaalala mo na naman yan. Kinalimutan ko na nga. Tagal-tagal ko kinalimutan yan.
Ang promise ko sa iyo, Coach, si Dom ang magpapaalala ng mga ganyan.
You know, to si Gio Halaron, he's there for defensive purposes. But once he's open, he has to take shots. He needs to be a threat. Because yung tao niya talaga will be designated helper, no? They would rather see him shoot from the outside than have Calvin Oftana o kaya si Jordan Heading to take shots.
Here's Cruz. Bibitaw sa labas. Cruz knocks down the 3.
And you know when Jericho Cruz is inside, he's there to do one thing, and that's to score. He's looking for his shot. And hindi naman, di ba pati yung interview last time dito kay Don Troliano, even if these guys come off bad games, hindi naman bumababa kumpiyansa ng mga yan eh. Because every game, they will get their looks, they will get their shots.
Yeah. At saka si Jericho kasi alam niya sa initial ball screen that the teams go under, so he's ready to take those shots.
Oh, eto nga is one shot that Cruz took, and it's a 3-point shot natin sa atin ang Arena Plus Sportsbook. Kadalasan, Coach Shard, si Jericho is microwave, di ba? Instant offense off the bench. What do you see na nakikita nila to deploy him in the starting unit?
Well, for defensive purposes as well, no? Because they can switch on all the guards. As you can see, ito na naman, turnover. So San Miguel off to a good start here. And sinabi nga natin, that has been the trend dito sa ating series so far. Whoever comes off to a good start, sila yung usual na nananalo.
So San Miguel trying to be the initiator dito. Sabi mo nga, Coach, offense and defense ang gagamitin. And that defensive stop is brought to you by Pioneer Elastosil. Selyado ang bubong anumang panahon.
CJ Perez missing that free throw. Pero balikan natin yung sinasabi ni Coach Richard, yung sinasabi mo din, dito kay Jericho Cruz. You know, Jericho Cruz, when you play for a team like San Miguel, medyo mataas din yung pressure. Why? Because there's so many guys behind you, you have to be more and more efficient every time ipasok ka.
Oh, and another turnover para sa TNT.
And Coach Chot is not happy with that because yung naging issue na nga yan in game number 1, yung turnovers nila. So ito, yung ploy of itong si Gio starting, medyo nag-backfire. No? So kaya pahinga muna siya dahil I think he's just too excited dito sa naging new role niya.
TNT went with a similar diskarte nung semifinals against Meralco. Magsa-start si Gio, but you'll see the box scores. He would only play about 8 to 9 minutes. But again, yung double big ng SMB Coach Chard rewarding them.
Well, TNT has been really still showing on that ball screen by Fajardo. So it has to be a big-to-big rotation. Kaya ngayon nalilibre yung kabilang big. So let's see if how TNT will adjust to that ploy. Dapat kasi nag-drop down yung guard pero hindi naging alert.
Heading picks up his own miss. Another try. Finally, naipasok ni Jordan yung tira.
Not lose focus if you're defending itong si Jordan Heading.
Here's SMB. And that's an unforced turnover on their side. Ramdam na ramdam mo as early as the 4th minute of the first quarter, yung tension and just what's at stake here in Game 3.
And very important kasing possession, right? Both teams have been turning the ball over a little bit more than what they would want to in the first 2 games. So napaka-importante.
Oh, look at PGR!
You know, he has been consistent. You know, he's right now si Junmar ang bumabantay sa kanya. And because Kelly has been spreading the floor out and they don't want Junmar to get out of the paint and try to defend the 3.
Tautuwa, gustong atrasan si Ganuelas Rosser. Big Mo using the left to finish.
But right now, you know, nag-ano lang sila. Single coverage lang sila kay Mo Tautua. Not even from the guards are not even helping.
Here's TNT. And San Miguel has been finding a way na makuha yung bola dito sa tropa. Jericho will finish. And TNT mapipilitang tumawag ng timeout as San Miguel. We were talking about good starts and clearly, etong Beermen, yung nakasimula ng maaga dito. They've been getting easy baskets dahil napipigilan nila yung TNT, naaagaw nila yung bola. This is another defensive stop brought to you by Pioneer Elastosil. Selyado ang bubong, anumang panahon. It's the San Miguel Beermen up by 4 early in Game 3.
Brandon, okay, Kelly is going to be here. Okay, Jordan, Calvin. Okay, so go, attack. Okay, let's get that single tap. On this, Kelly cut. Okay, Jordan in the corner. Roll, Brandon, roll, ha? Okay, Calvin ready to lift. Single tap tayo. Okay, take care of the ball. They're Chris Ross. We already told you, you gotta know where Chris Ross is on the fast break. They're not stopping the ball all the way. All the way.
Nagbabalik tayo dito sa Mall of Asia Arena for Game 3 of the finals and currently SMB leads 12-4. Now para kay Coach Chot Reyes, importante sa kanilang campaign today ay yung manalo sila sa mga bagay na hindi naman kinakailangan ng talent but effort. Dagdag nga niya maganda ang tinakbo ng San Miguel Beermen but they have to acknowledge that it's not just them but also us. Nawala daw sila sa focus as seen in their 21 turnovers they had, which was then translated to 32 points off turnovers for San Miguel. So today, the priority is to attack with intent and make sure they recognize available shots early on. And just an update, RR Pagoy will be a game time decision today. He was clear to play at nakadepende na lang ang kanyang availability on how he feels during the warm-up. Balik sa inyo.
Thank you so much, Eileen. Well, kanina, si RR was part of TNT when they were warming up. He was trying to get loose. And malaking bagay doon if makakapaglaro ito si
sure.
RR.
You know, big thing yan para di sa TNT. Gaya nga sabi din ng Coach Richard, diba? Yung simula nung Gio Halalon, not how they wanted it, not how they were hoping that it would happen. TNT with 4 turnovers in the first 5 minutes of this ball game. Itong San Miguel scoring 8 points off those turnovers at yun na yung difference, di ba? In terms of the scoring.
And Simon Enciso comes in and says, itabi mo ako na. Hitting his first shot. Tautua gustong bumawi. That's
He's
a
got
3.
9 points in the ball game.
You know, Tautua knows that nobody's gonna rotate to him. Dahil nga hindi sila makarotate off Junmar rin.
Kelly Williams gustong sumagot. That's his second miss from beyond the arc. Etong si CJ, pag isa o dalawa lang ang nakikita, nanlalaki ang mga mata.
The Pinoy step.
Yeah, so San Miguel's really been getting everything, no? Inside points, 3-point shots, and their offense has been flowing smoothly. Itong TNT, a bit of hesitation. Biro mo yun, di panira na yun ni Kelly Williams. So decision-making has been a problem here para sa TNT.
A little bit tentative itong TNT sa simula.
Junmar, bibigay kay Jericho. Huli ni Oftana. But look at the hustle ni Cruz. Nakuha pa yung bola. Ross is asking for it. Junmar bibitaw ng 3. I think everything is working for San Miguel right now, Coach.
Oh yeah, that's right. And si Junmar talagang susubok at susubok kaya paminsan-minsan. Kasi unang-una, wala namang magagalit sa kanya.
Kahit tumira pa yan sa half court, okay lang.
Pag may magsampung MVP na, doon na pwedeng mapagalitan.
Mahirap kasi pag nagtampo si Junmar sa'yo, para ka nagtampo sa bigas eh.
You know, TNT, ito namang Tropang 5G, they're unfazed. They're trying to battle through this initial struggle, but Motautua has been a handful.
Right now, really an awful start dito para sa TNT. On the other hand, for San Miguel, everybody's touching the basketball. They're really sharing the ball. It's going to be a pass to the assist, an assist before the assist. They're reading the defense very well. They know where their spots are, and they're making their shots. So that's been the biggest difference here. Ang TNT naman, as we take a look at this 3-point shot dito ulit ni Junmar, has been very tentative with their decision-making. Parang may ano pa eh, parang kulang pa yung confidence nila, you know, in this game.
Well, talking about the assists, 5 assists para dito sa San Miguel at this point of the ball game, and only 1 for TNT.
Ito si Big Mo already with 11 points. Halos kakalampas lang natin ang halfway point ng first quarter. Ng batak pinakawala na ni Coach Chot. Kasama niya dito si Eram. That's a kickball violation.
If you're a TNT fan, I think you'd like to see your guards be a little bit more aggressive, especially when attacking the basket. They're trying to involve ito si Junmar sa ball screens, but they're not really attacking Junmar. They're always looking for the roller. And so I think it has to be a change of mentality for them.
Again, ito na. And Ciso does exactly that, although that step-back jumper doesn't work. Tatakbo na naman ang San Miguel. Perez. Mintes yung 3. It's the patak going downhill. And Ciso goes to BGR. Hinahanap nila si Oftana. Oh, nice backdoor cut for Calvin, scoring through the foul.
Well, that's a good read. Kasi lagi nag-over itong San Miguel sa mga ball screens. And if it's a guard-to-guard, they just switch it. But right now, it's a good backdoor there for Calvin Oftana.
Good communication din usually, Coach. Diyan nagkaka-turnover with the passer and the cutter not meeting eye to eye.
And yun, nata-foul pa si Junmar Fajardo. If that's your ploy to get Junmar involved on the defense, you really have to be aggressive.
Dom, in this series, Calvin has gotten his points, his numbers. Pero yung efficiency, it has left TNT wanting a bit. We'll talk more about that in a bit. Puntahan natin ngayon si Eileen.
Gentlemen, averaging 5 turnovers this final series, ang biggest learning ni Calvin Oftana is can't just rely on his teammates na kaya nilang maghabol. Kailangan niya rin itong balansehin with taking charge but also not trying to do too much. Ika nga ni Calvin, may mga panahong he gets distracted telling himself na sa akin to, tira ko na to, but stats don't lie and it showed na na-intimidate siya sa physical na depensa ni Jericho Cruz. Kaya naman today, he just wants to lock in and make sure to make better decisions. Kahit na nangangapa pa siya playing without his 1-2 punch, RR Pagod. Sa inyo.
Buti na lang pinuntahan natin sa Eileen, nasagot.
Nasagot eh, di ba? Hindi pa rin mentality talaga, right? So alam niya, yun yung maganda doon. You need to be able to understand, you look at the statistics, the coaches will talk to you and point out certain things. And, you know, alam natin gigil yan na maglaro. Gusto niyang manalo, gusto nilang makabawi. Because remember, San Miguel denied them of their Grand Slam last conference, right? So that's something in their minds. And you need to be able to learn dun sa mga situations na gano'n. And, you know, teams will always try to come at you, whether it's physicality, whether it's, you know, you throwing different types of defense on you. Kinakailangan makapag-adjust. And really, the 5 turnovers, that's telling because he holds the ball a lot of the times para dito sa TNT.
O eto ngayon, sinambatak gustong tumulong. Offensive foul called on Kelly Williams.
I want to see that again. Hindi ko nakita yung initial contact on, but I think that's one of the things that TNT has to adjust. If we take a look here, ayun, yung screen ni Kelly Williams wiping out the helper. That's what the referees called.
Yung masakit dito, coach, that's the 6th turnover now of TNT. Now Tua, the hot hand. Aatake na naman. This time, walang foul. Perez found a way to get it. Bigay kay Junmar. And San Miguel will score again. May foul pa kay Eram.
Well, nawala sa picture kasi doon si BGR. Natamaan sa mukha. So it was basically 5-on-4. And San Miguel did not stop. Kept on being aggressive. Got that rebound. And the putbacks.
Well, dahil nga itong si Tautua has already scored 12 points dito. Si Eram humelt na on the weak side, so he lost contact with Junmar. And now on that miss, that enabled Junmar to get to second chance opportunities. Nagkaroon siya ng chance para magkaroon ng putback and more possession for San Miguel.
And more pa rin, coach, because nagmintis yung free throw ni Fajardo pero may lane violation called on TNT. So papalitan. There's gonna be a replacement free throw.
You know, I don't have a problem with that as long as the referees are consistent with that kind of call. Kasi ang daming beses nangyayari niyan sa laro eh. So if we call it now in the first quarter,
dapat tuloy-tuloy.
Dapat ituloy-tuloy mo yan.
And Junmar makes that replacement free throw. San Miguel's lead is 13 points.
There's RR Pogoy now. Let's see how agile he is.
Well, yung binalita sa atin ni Aileen is gagamitin kung kailangan talaga. And at this point, parang nandun na nga tayo, nandun na nga ang TNT at the point where they really need one of their leaders in Pogoy.
Pogoy has been out for what, since the semifinals, which is what, game 4, game 5? I can't remember exactly, but at least 2 weeks para dito kay RR Pogoy.
Strained his hamstring. Doon nga sa serye nila kalaban ng Meralco. Oftana, he's starting to get going.
Well, they need him to get going. Ang maganda dito kay Oftana, 1-2 dribble and he's already taking the shot.
Perez, natapika, nakaagaw ang TNT. Nambatak will go all the way. And Coach Leo Austria quick to call a timeout para mapigilan na yung momentum swinging towards the side of TNT with 3:16 left. This was the stop earlier of TNT. At wala nang kaarte-arte, diretso sa layup, trimming the deficit down to 10. We'll be back with more of your finals game 3. Ito si Big Moto Tua. Back in the semifinals, umangat na yung laro niya. Took it another level dahil mas kinailangan siya ng team. Close to 10 points But here in the finals, Coach Chard really taking it to a level kung saan napakalaki ng naitutulong niya sa San Miguel.
You know bakit ganyan numbers niya? Not to take away anything from Moto Tua, it's just because Junmar Fajardo is there. Right now, you know, he's been the focal point of the offense dahil siya pumoposte. Because if the Junmar ang pumoste and they double team, Junmar turns into a passer. So hindi siya nakaka-take ng attempts. But with Moto Tua, once he gets going, you know that they're not really going to help of Junmar or any of the guards. So he's really going and buckling down to work. And that gives a lot of confidence para sa isang player na ikaw yung pinupuntahan ng coach mo.
It's been over a decade, nung 2015 PBA draft, nung kinuha ng then Token Tex. Si Mo as the first pick and got Troy Rosario as the second.
That's Tommy Monotok on your screens on the left side with the blue hat. Coach Tommy, good to see you.
Yes.
A block by BGR.
Well, they can challenge that if they want to. Talking about Token Tex, but TNT, but mukhang hindi mag-challenge ito si Coach Chot.
Actually, parehong teams. Mayroong mga kine-question na calls and non-calls right now.
Yeah, titignan nila ngayon kung goaltending.
10-point lead para sa San Miguel.
Yeah,
Yes, Coach.
well, from our vantage point, it looked clean upstairs, but probably doon nga may contact no, sa katawan ni Trollano. And you like Trollano's aggressiveness. Unang hawak pa lang niya ng bola, you know, he drove to the basket kasi nga biglang nag-double team sa kanya eh. The objective there was supposed to be for him to give up the basketball, pero nagkaroon siya ng driving lane. And he took it.
Si Don Trollano, Coach Chard, ang dami ng
2
dinaan
free
ng
throws
PBA
for Don
teams.
Trollano.
Parang kahit saan siya mapunta, nakakapag-ambag siya. He finds minutes.
Yeah. And ayan, makikita natin yan. Yan yung double team. Nakakita siya ng driving lane, naiwan yung dalawang bantay. Yun, yung contact na sinabi yung sa katawan. It was clean upstairs.
In fact, ang ganda pa ng pagkakahuli ni BGR sa taas. Salpak sa board.
Pero hindi dapat nangyayari yun. Double team ka, nalulusutan pa yung double team, right?
True.
Kasi yung double team parang side eh. Dapat magkaibang side.
Bukas yung gitna.
Oh. So you can really see that TNT needs to be able to refocus and you know, get everybody on the same page. You know, you're talking about turnovers, just too many turnovers for them. 6 turnovers as compared to only 3 para dito sa San Miguel. And then the assist, movement of that basketball, 7 assists para sa San Miguel, 3 lang para sa TNT.
Ng batak, got to the paint. Pero ang daming puno na kumuyog sa kanya. Oftana bibitaw sa labas. No good.
Marshall Laster also coming off, you know, a much better game in game number 2, scoring 12 points.
Trollano na naman. Parang gusto niya tong matchup niya against ng bata. It's Tiongso going to Fajardo. Nabitawan ni Junmar yung bola. Era man nakaagaw. TNT down by 11. Oftana to Pugoy. Hindi pa tumitira si RR dito. That's his first shot. Almost got it to fall.
One thing about TNT also, these guys, when they come in, they're ready to shoot. Guys like Pugoy, diba? Ang dami nilang mga gwardiya, talagang scorer, and they're aggressive. That again, when you're part of a team that is strong, there's a lot more pressure for you to be able to perform and be more efficient.
Let's see here, ng bata. Nakiraan doon sa depensa. Good tap by Junmar. It's Trollano being chased by Oftana. And Don will finish the layup.
You know, to San Miguel really makes you pay for your mistakes. Although, yung shot na yun ng bata, those are the shots that TNT's looking for. Those are the shots that they want. Kaya nga lang, hindi pa pumapasok.
Speaking of making making TNT pay, ayan nga, that is now the 10th turnover, or check that, the 7th turnover ng TNT, and San Miguel has scored 11 points off turnovers.
Yan, yung tinawag, naka-top lock to si Marshall Lassiter. But yung extension ng arms ni RR, yun ang tinawag ni Ref Peter Barra. Although may hawak rin nga itong si Marshall sa likod.
Galinato, fronted Fajardo, nag-backfire din yung plano niya, Coach.
Well, wala yung help sa backside eh.
Ofta na labas kayo ng bata. It's Galinato. Trying to look for ng bata. Gustong postehan si Tiongson. There's the help from Brondial.
Another turnover.
And you can see the frustrations mounting up dito sa TNT on offense and on defense.
San Miguel can double up on TNT with a basket here. 15 na yung lamang nila. Fajardo. Labas kay Tiongson. Wami. 8 on the 24. Junmar falling away over BGR.
Wow, 33 points in 1 quarter. Not the way you want to start your TNT. San Miguel, you know, just parang dinuduplicate nila yung effort nila in game number 2 where they scored 30 points.
Ito finally, nakasagot din ng TNT with Calvin Oftana.
Big difference that time, yung spacing ng TNT. They were able to space it out well. They were able to give some room for Oftana that time. Yung kanina, yung kay Nambatak, masikip.
Kaya naka-help din agad si Rodney. Kanina kay Stingray. Libre si Sio. Junmar hindi niya nakita, and that's gonna be the end of the first quarter. Coach Ard, at San Miguel, you talked about setting the tone, starting strong. Yun ang nagawa ng SMB.
Yeah, and of course, pag-start ito nga si Mo Tautua, you know, and he really produced what was needed of him. You can see Junmar Fajardo making that great pass off the read to sa defensive rotation, and Tautua just being aggressive. He knows he has been given the green light by his coaches and given the confidence by his teammates as well, and he's just taking advantage of it.
Absolutely. And Big Mo has 12 points out of the 33 ng San Miguel. He's only missed 1 from the floor. At dahil sa kanya, lamang ang SMB at the end of the first.
Coach Peter, another great start for the San Miguel Beermen, scoring 33 points in the first quarter. You were able to read TNT's defense, share the ball, and also make your shots. How are you planning to sustain this for the next 36 minutes of the game?
Oh, that's easy. We'll ask Junmar to shoot another three-point shot. I'm kidding. Of course, we're just going to take whatever Talking Tex is giving us. Kanina you saw that they were defending Mo Tautua one-on-one, and we like that. If they don't defend, we're going to go to Mo Tautua. So I hope that we can sustain that. Medyo may konting swerte, pero we'll take it.
All right, thank you so much, Coach Peter. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Eileen. Well, Coach Ard, isa na naman yun doon na-point out mo nga kanina. And depende kung paano mag-react yung TNT doon sa combination ni Tautua and Fajardo, and San Miguel's taking whatever is given to them.
Yeah, if you're TNT kasi, you pick your poison. Sinabigan natin, napakalakas itong San Miguel. So, I mean, they don't want Junmar to get going. So, they put the onus of producing dito kay Mo Tautua, and he has produced. In the meantime, after that, when the second unit came in, sinuraround nila si Junmar ng mga shooters with Wami Chongson, Torliano, and Lassiter. And that's why hindi rin sila makahelp of the guards. And if you help off Rodney, then you open up the offensive rebounding on the other side.
Speaking of the first quarter, 12 points for Mo Tautua, 10 points for Junmar Fajardo. Talk about the ball movement, 10 assists for San Miguel, only 4 for TNT. 63% from the field, right, for San Miguel. Again, you like how, pagka sa series talaga nakikita mo kung alam nila kung ano, saan sila pupunta, depende dun sa ibibigay ng depensa.
Well, TNT finally nakabutas. That was an assist for them. Heading finding Galinato. Well, look at Tautua. He's just very busy dito sa first half. Tiongson, nawala sa kanya yung bola. And that's going to be a violation on SMB.
If you're TNT, this is your chance to really make headway. Wala si Junmar Fajardo. You have Tautua and Brondial inside at the same time. So you can play more gambling defense a little bit more, no?
Dom, we talked about yung depensa ng TNT and kung ano yung kailangan nilang mahanapan ng solusyon. How about their offense? 19 points in the first quarter. You know TNT is capable of more.
Definitely capable of more, and I really feel yung spacing and the turnovers, right? Initially, hindi sila makakuha ng rhythm. Very important that you get to the rhythm. Yung sinasabi ni Coach Peter kanina, yung may halong swerte, kasama yun dun sa rhythm because magandang ikot ng bola and everybody's feeling confident.
That's a good swipe mula kay BGR. BGR going downhill. Could not finish, pero 2 free throws yan.
Well, good aggressive move there by Brandon Ganuelas-Scosser, who I feel has been a very consistent, the most consistent player here for TNT in this series so far.
This is a defensive stop na hatid sa atin ng Pioneer Elastosil. Selyado ang bubong anumang panahon. We finally get to feature that for TNT. Kanina kasi it's all San Miguel's defense.
Because kanina, nung nandun nga si Junmar, nagdadalawang isip yung rotator kung magro-rotate ka ba off Junmar. And right now, he was ready not to take anything away from Rodney. But because he is not Junmar Fajardo, so ngayon mas ready na yung guy na magro-rotate sa defense. But again, Rodney would be there for offensive rebounds in case na mag-miss naman itong si Tautua.
I think, Coach Chard, feel ko sina Rodney and Mo, hindi sila ma-offend if you talk about Junmar and how they play alongside because yun nga yung what works for them. Those two bigs understand their roles when they are sharing the floor with the 9-time MVP. Trollano makes him dance but could not finish. BGR extra aggressive dito sa second quarter. Oftana. Bucket!
Ito na nga, bumaba na sa 8 itong lamang ng San Miguel.
Making some stops that time itong TNT. And, if you're looking at it, diba pinag-uusapan natin dalawang problema nila, opensa, depensa. They were making problems or they're turning the ball over on the offense. Pero sa depensa, it's about being able to understand what they're doing. Depende ko sino yung mga nasa loob. Alright, and like Coach Richard pointed out, this is the time to make some headway because Junmar is sitting down. So, pag bumaba pa ng konti itong kalamangan, expect Coach Leo Ostia to bring back Junmar Fajardo.
That's 4 straight possessions that San Miguel has come up empty. And it's because of the defense of TNT. And they're also more aggressive, Coach Chardon sa pensa.
Yes, they're more aggressive because they know where the help is coming from now. They have a better understanding on how to defend those pick and rolls. On the timing of the rotation defensively, and that enables them to speed up the game, to speed up the pace, and get paint touches. And one more thing na kailangan natin pag-usapan dito in this series is rebounding. Like TNT, when they won Game 1 sa rebounding, they out-rebounded San Miguel, and Game 2, binaliktad naman yan ng San Miguel. And this is really a series that rebounding will play a crucial factor. I learned that when we played San Miguel, talagang never namin silang natalo sa rebounding.
Alam mo, iniisip ko lang, kung naglalaro pa si Coach Richard, paano yung magagawa niyang depensa dito kay Junmar Fajardo?
Wala. Papakiusapan mo na lang.
But talking about that rebounding, di ba? 55 rebounds for TNT in game number 1. Nung game number 2, 35 na lang yun. Ang laki nung difference ng pagbaba. And those rebounds, came from guys like Kelly Williams, Calvin Oftana. And they need to definitely up it again and to be able to get down and dirty and get those rebounds.
Yeah, and these two teams, they both have good rebounding guards. Ang TNT, they like to do what we call corner crashes. They like to have shooters in the corners. We take a look at Marshall's numbers first. 0 in Game 1, he turned it around in Game 2. But even Marshall Lassiter, he's also a good rebounding guard. But going back to TNT, in their offense, always like to put shooters in the corner. And whenever a shot is taken, those corner guys go for rebounds. For San Miguel, they have good rebounding guards. Trollano, of course, Jericho Cruz, even Chris Ross. So this is not just about the big guys getting rebounds, but yung guard rebounding will play a crucial factor.
By the way, those free throws ni Lassiter, the first points of San Miguel dito sa second quarter, TNT started with an 8-0 run. BGR gets stopped. Tumatakbo na naman ang SMB. Sio dancing with heading. Crab. Tautua. Back to Lassiter. Marshall flips it up. No good.
You can see the defense of TNT a lot more aggressive here in the second quarter.
At puro one and done possessions ang San Miguel. They return the favor with Junmar back in the paint. Tingnan natin kung paano mag-iiba ang takbo both offensively and defensively ng TNT.
Baseline double, malilibre ang corner.
Now to a far from comfort zone. Doesn't matter, he says. Junmar grabs another rebound to the cutting Mo.
Iba talaga matangkad eh.
Kahit pipito lang, makukuha mo na yung rebound.
Nakabox out kasi Galinato eh. Kaya so, long rebound. At sabihin, dali mo sabihin, box out! Ikaw kaya sumubok. Kaya nga nung series namin, awang-awa ako kay Japet, Norbert.
And si Japet, di ba? Hindi naman matangkad din si Japet.
Si Japet.
Lakas pa tumalon.
Ito nga yung sinasabi natin. Mautoto his full effect in the finals.
Yeah, so talagang si Mautoto has been the X factor also. Siyang maganda yung field goal shooting percentage niya. And I'm sure he's enjoying himself kasi na-rejuvenate yung role niya. No? He's not just a backup kasi he plays alongside Junmar. Kasi pag may import, usually nagiging backup na lang siya ni Junmar.
There was a time in Mo's career, he could have been a #1 option on any team. Kaya nga siya naging first overall.
I think until now, pwede.
Right.
Yeah.
But he knows what kind of weapon he has in the 9-time MVP who gets a big stop there. San Miguel na naman. Ross. His first three-point attempt, it misses. Galinato tracked it down. Tumatakbo ang TNT. It's Kobuntin finishing the fast break.
One of the few times that you see TNT beating San Miguel down the floor.
Yeah.
Only the 4th turnover points ng TNT dito sa Game 3. Tautua kontra kay BGR. Mo. One-legged fadeaway doesn't work. Pero nagpapakita ng bagong tricks itong si Big Mo.
Ano to si Mo Tautua? Athletic kasi yan.
Yeah.
Right? Remember when he first came into the league, you know, they were going to him at the post. He was shooting threes. He could do a lot of different things.
BGR!
I like that move by BGR. You know, he had a wide open three, but really attack the basket, trying to bait Junmar to help probably get a foul. And right now, the lead is down to 5.
That was at 17. Back in the first quarter. Pero itong tropa knows no quit. And they have rallied back to make a ball game out of this. 5 na lang ang inahabol ng tropang 5G. Tatawag muna ng timeout ang SMB. Back inside the Mall of Asia Arena para sa Game 3 ng PBA 50 Philippine Cup Finals. And TNT has mounted a massive comeback with Calvin Oftana na nakagawa naman in Games 1 and 2 pero tahimik. And his field goal shooting was also down. Dom, here in Game 3, loud noise from Calvin here in the first half.
And that's what he needs to be. He needs to be that factor. He needs to be that scorer. He needs to be that leader para dito sa TNT. Kasi siya ang tinitignan, right? We know that Pogoy can be the one, but he's also very emotional. Itong si Calvin Oftana, he's really, I feel, the face right now, the cornerstone of the franchise. Nitong TNT, he's young. He can play both ends of the floor. And he makes really good decisions. But obviously, every series, every time that they play, you know, it will be different, and he needs to be able to adjust to that.
Your PBA Board of Governors there with, of course, PBA Commissioner Willie Marshall.
And also we see there one of our swimmers who represented the Philippines numerous times. So si Eric Buhaid.
Thank you, of course, for all the glory na naibigay sa ating bansa. Ito, Coach Chard, yung mga numero ni Oftana, and that's why we say na bumaba, na off, because ang taas yan before the finals.
Well, you see, you have to assign a committed defender on Calvin Oftana, and yun ang marami ang SMB. No?
And Chard, alam mo, 3 points pa lang to San Miguel at this quarter.
Yeah.
That was 33 to 19 to end that first quarter. And then already with 5 assists in this second quarter itong TNT.
And all of those 3 points ng San Miguel have come from the free throw line. Oftana na naman. Knocks it down!
And I really love the way he plays kasi hindi siya yung madribble, hindi siya yung kailangan mag-one-on-one na fancy. 1-2 dribbles and he's got a shot up.
But, credit half that basket kay Jordan Heading because he got a paint touch. Right now, of those ball screens, they're really trying to get the ball in the paint, which collapses the defense and that opens up shooters. Kanina kasi hindi nila ina-atake.
Fajardo, binalikan na ng SMB and he rewards them with 2 points. Heading. Pull-up jumper. That's money.
And quick. That was quick into the shot clock. Ito si Jordan Heading.
Cruz, bibigay kay Tautua. Pumupunta na naman sa ilalim ang SMB pero handa na ngayon yung TNT. Heading. Open. Does not get the bounce, but Calinata was there for the tip. And TNT has climbed back from being down 17 in the first quarter. Tabla na tayo at 38.
17-5 quarter so far para dito sa TNT tying this ball game. And you could really see depensa ang inuna nitong TNT. And then because of that defense, Coach Hart, ito yung sinasabi mo, paint touch, attacking that paint, forcing the defense to collapse and kicking it out dito kay Calvin Oftana.
And as far as defense is concerned, ang ginagawa ng TNT is they're finishing off that defense with rebounds. Right now, it's the rebounding that's been a big factor dito para sa TNT. They're taking care of the boards defensively, dyan pati offensive rebounds. Kasi si Galinato, walang bumabantay sa kanya eh. His man is Junmar Fajardo, he's floating in the paint. So he really has to be active and get those offensive rebounds.
Nabuhayan yung TNT when Junmar was on the San Miguel bench nung nagsimula yung second quarter. Pero yung kagandahan doon, Coach Chart, kahit nung bumalik na si Junmar, nabuo na yung kumpiyansa and they were able to flow. As now, we flow the conversation towards the way of Eileen.
Gentlemen, with the TNT Tropang 5G successfully trimming down the once double-digit lead, ang sigaw ni Coach Chot Reyes is we are right there. In the latest huddle, he wanted extra help on Chris Ross and Jad. He also wants them to make stops and make sure to have better defense on the post and on ball screens. Back to you.
Ito nga, dedepensa ang TNT sa poste. And that's a foul called on Kelly. The entire TNT bench disagrees with the call. I see some of them asking for a ward-off.
But if they don't agree, they can challenge it.
Yep.
That right now it's too late because the free throws has been given. Could be, but I think there was contact in the arm, but I don't think it's that referee that should have called it. Kasi may referee sa baseline eh. But again, he had that vision also naman, so.
Kung nakikita niyo si Kelly Williams, yes, he's staring towards the technical table. I think he's asking for the technical table for confirmation. Kung foul nga ba, but Kelly has picked up his fourth. Hindi na nga, tulad na sabi ni Coach Chard, hindi na nag-challenge ang TNT. And Kelly will have to sit down. The best player of the game, nung game 1, nung nanalo ang TNT.
Best defender pa para kay Junmar.
Bakit nga ba, Coach, at 43 years old, Kelly is still the best option na itapat mo kay Junmar?
Because yung utak niya hindi 43 years old eh. Yung utak
Pati yung
niya,
katawan.
napakatalino pa ni Junmar. He plays the angles eh. So, it's not just, fighting Junmar pound for pound there inside. You know, he works the angles. He gets to the front. He releases contact. And then on the pass, he gets to a better angle to deflect that pass. So, smart ang ginagamit niya eh. Hindi lang brute force.
Kasi hindi mo talaga tatalunan sa kung force lang. Right? You need to be able to change it up. And you'll see yung movement ng paa nitong si Kelly Williams. Even if he's much shorter. But he really makes him work. And your work is done if you're able to delay that pass.
TNT needs heading to make shots. Kasi right now, he's not making his shots. Naging ano pa rin siya sa carry over from game number 2. And they can't just rely on Calvin Oftana to hit those outside shots.
0 for 4 from downtown tong si Jordan Heading. Yung mabigat ba doon, libre naman yung mga nakukuha niyang looks. Rodel, the handoff to Cruz. Ross. They want it with Fajardo. The help coming from Cobundin. Ross lets it fly, no good. Brondial, one-hander is in.
That's big for San Miguel to be able to get that 2 points from Rodney Brondial. Remember the energy na binibigay nitong si Brondial for San Miguel. They need a guy to be able to try and be the same as TNT.
Look at Aram finishing through the foul. At magkakaroon ng pagkakataon ng tropa na lumamang for the first time.
Well, nagkaroon ng Spain pick and roll action itong TNT. Nagkaroon ng switch, but yun. So, na-read yun ni Aram on that roll. He had a smaller defender.
You mentioned the Spain pick and roll, screen the screener. What exactly does that open up, Coach?
Well, dapat it confuses the defense because you have a small setting up a back pick for the big. You know, big setting a screen for a small, and then a small getting another back pick for a big, so it kind of confuses the defense. But right now, teams have learned how to defend that.
Tabla tayo 40 all. 4 na minuto na iiwan sa first half. Perez, atras muna. Now, he sees a spray. The big block! BGR erasing every bit of that Perez attempt.
You gotta love that fire on BGR. When he attacks that basket offensively, he's going strong. When he's trying to block the shot, look at him go for that. And that's one thing that TNT has been missing. You know, the past few years before BGR came to TNT, that rim protector that will really challenge shots on the help side.
TNT may chance na naman lumamang. And BGR will provide. Kung ngayon lang po kayo tumutok ng first quarter, lumamang ang San Miguel ng 17-17. But now TNT has completely changed the story of this game.
BGR already with 6 points in this second quarter. A big quarter for San Miguel in the first quarter, 33 points sila, pero itong second quarter, 7 points pa lang.
You can watch an alley-oop here para kay CJ. Sometimes they do that, but heading wise to it. Nakadikit na kagad siya kay CJ.
Nakita natin ilang beses nakuha ni CJ Perez off that pass of Chris Ross in their other games.
Ano na naman yan sinasabi mo?
hindi na nga nag-specify ng game, Coach.
Oo nga eh. Other games.
Pinaalala ko naman eh.
Pogoy! Mintes yung tres. Heading tracks it down. TNT naman ngayon na nakakarami ng second opportunities. And they turn it into 3 points.
All right, now it's crucial, you know, other guys to really score for TNT. The other guards, what I mean is.
And this is why itong dalawang prangkisang to are the kings of the Philippine Cup. Look at the defense of TNT. Is there anything specific, Coach Shard, na nakikita mo doon sa depensa nila ngayon?
Well, they're just quick to the rotation. You know, itong TNT, they're more alert. Kanina hindi sila alert on the weak side eh. Nahuhuli sila. And San Miguel has been reading it very well.
Ito, tingnan natin. Yung offensive rebound, eventually, naging 3-point shot natin sa atin ng Arena Plus Sportsbook. It has been a 22-point turnaround from trailing by 17 in the first quarter. Lamang na ng 5 ang TNT. Take a look at the numbers of TNT. Well, sa finals talaga, they say nag-iiba naman talaga ang kwento. And can you tell us what story these numbers tell us, Coach Chard?
Well, kasi siyempre, pagka-eliminations, to the semifinals, you play different teams. So it's really hard to gauge. But right now, when you're in the playoffs, you put a certain team under microscope. So you know how to, you formulate game plans for 7 games against that particular team. So talagang magta-tighten up yung defense mo. Your looks are not going to be that easy as what you got in the elimination. So talagang doon na lalabas yan yung diskarte, yung talent, and then the brainstorming of the coaching staff on how to counter yung mga game plans.
End of the day, the coaches will teach you and then point out certain situations. Pero yung magdidesisyon pa rin yung player din. Kaya napaka-importante ng experience. That's why Kelly Williams, making the right plays in game number 1. In game number 2 for San Miguel, we saw Trollano. We saw obviously Junmar Fajardo as well. So yun yung importante because sometimes, the players, you want them to focus on just playing.
BGR had bad intentions. Pag-atake niya sa ring that time.
Right now, ang depensa ng San Miguel, they're not helping on that role from the guards on the weak side. So it's like a big-to-big rotation. And that puts Junmar in a dangerous situation because pag the role nitong si BGR, he already has momentum. And so doon ngayon papasok itong potential foul trouble dito ni Junmar, although that is only his first.
Pero ito si BGR din kasi basta makabuelo to, wala tong sinasanto eh.
Oo, kaya nga lang, hindi na shoot yung free throws.
The San Miguel Beermen and the TNT Tropang 5G. Ito po yung dalawang franchise na nanalo ng tig-isang perpetual trophy. How do you win that? You win 3 Philippine Cups in a row. And just to further that story, na talagang etong dalawang franchise ang namamayagpak in an all-Filipino conference. Since 2010, isang taon lang na isang finals lang ng Philippine Cup na wala ang San Miguel and TNT. Pero si Coach Chard andon, kalaban nila Rain or Shine, that season that they won the Grand Slam.
Oh, okay.
Yun yung maganda mong ipaalala.
Yeah,
sabi ko sa'yo, yung bad memory sa'yo. Yung good sa akin.
Tanda ko pa yan. Grand Slam yun eh.
But you also know, Coach, ikaw talaga nakakaintindi how difficult talaga manalo or makaabot man lang sa stage na to ng Philippine Cup.
Oo naman. Tignan mo nga kami, tagal na namin hindi nagka-champion. So, ibig sabihin, lalo na pag all-Filipino. So, take a look at, of course, yung mga legends dito ng San Miguel.
It's Alex Cabagnot and Arwin Santos.
Parte yan, nung 5 sunod-sunod.
Oo. And part of that team na nakabalik from 0-3.
Oh, yeah. With the miracle that they pulled off against the Alaska Aces. Apat na naman ng TNT heading. He has screws on him. Eram, labas kay BGR. Tres naman. No good.
But you like that ball movement outside, going to inside, then going outside once again to really put some pressure on that defense of San Miguel.
And TNT immediately challenging that call. Walang pita for a foul, but out of bounds. Last touch initially ang tawag, bola ng San Miguel.
Oo, tinamaan sa mukha ito si Jericho.
Jericho,
After that shot, you know, tinamaan sa mukha. Pero yun ang gusto mo rin dito kay Jericho eh. Kaya niyang tumanggap, kaya rin niya magbigay.
And then so intense.
Yeah. Hey, that's the reigning finals MVP of the Philippine Cup. Kadalasan pag umaabot sa finals ng San Miguel, Jericho has one big eruption. And SMB would love for that to come tonight.
Alright, so titignan natin. Ang sinignal kasi ng referees is San Miguel ball. So tignan natin sa review. Sa challenge.
We also have to remember na starting season 50, iniba na rin yung pag-review, coach, di ba? They're also reviewing at all the other things that happen around the play. So kung may makita ang ating officials na dapat na itawag before maybe an out-of-bounds discussion, that could be very well in play.
Talk about being under the microscope. It really puts a lot more
After
onus on
reviewing the
referees.
play, the last call out of bounds is overturned. Therefore, the challenge of Talk and Text is successful. Last touch, Jericho.
Hindi na binigyan ng apelido si
nga.
Jericho ngayon. Jericho na lang muna siya.
Less talk, less mistake.
Pero successful yung challenge ng TNT. Sobrang sigurado sila eh. The moment na nakita yung senyas na referee, Coach Shot gave the challenge. They'll have one back. Heading fall away. Bottom of the net.
He's got 10 points. Itong si Jordan Headings, 4 in the first quarter, then 6 here in the second. Yun yung sinasabi mo kanina, Coach Richard, di ba? He has to be able to make those shots.
Yes. And di pumapasok yung 3-point shots niya. So umatake siya sa basket. And that's what Lassiter is also doing of that screen, attacking the paint.
Heading, going through staggered screens. Bigay kay Era. Hand off to Pugoy. Marami-rami ng minuto nilalaro ni Pugoy, but this is his first bucket.
That's good read from Pugoy kasi alam niya, nagstay pa rin yung big sa kanya. Hinintay niya munang umalis si Rodney, tsaka siya umatake.
Theo. We go inside to Fajardo. Junmar, medyo masikip. Bigay kay Brondial, nabitawan. He has to put it up. Rodney will miss that time. Tapik ni Eram. And Pugoy. Swipe by Cruz. All ball ang hatol ng referee. So it's gonna be out of bounds bola ng TNT.
Nakikiusap talaga to si RR Pugoy. Oh.
Pinapakita yung hampas eh.
I wonder kung gaano kalaki yung marka dun sa braso ni Pugoy ngayon. But there's only 1.7 seconds remain. Let's take a look at this replay.
Meron nga. Meron nga. May tama talaga. So, si RR. So, well, you know, it comes with the game. I mean, you know, you can't have a...
May mga calls na mamimiss talaga eh, di ba?
Yeah, may inis ka lang naman talaga. Yung mga sobrang obvious na...
Tsaka kung tuloy-tuloy,
Oo.
di ba? And especially if it comes in a crucial point of the game.
Well, you have to understand it.
Can you imagine kung meron tayong more than one challenge?
Grabe.
At tagal ng game.
2 AM na nandito pa tayo.
Tagal ng game.
Kaya naman ang isang profession na talagang hindi ko gagawin ever maging referee.
BGR, he's had a big first half. But that will not go. But that will not erase yung impact na nagawa niya here in the first half. TNT was down by 17. Pero nagtulong-tulong yung tropa. to climb back. At ang ating Babad Player of the Half is brought to you by Devat. Enjoy unforgettable TV Babad moments with your family only with Devat.
Well, you gotta love Calvin Oftana. This is that read that we saw in that first quarter. Backdoor, good read, getting his 2 points. Oftana, we know that he's the leader. He needs to be able to get his points going. He understands yung limang turnover that happened previously is something that he needs to work on. Definitely so far, the first 24 minutes, a big turnaround in that second quarter for TNT and Calvin Oftana.
Wala pang turnover here in Game 3, and he has 13 points. And he's helped TNT take a 6-point lead into the break.
Same stage, same giants. A finals rematch written by destiny. Last time, it was San Miguel Beer who stood tallest, walking away with the crown. But this time, TNT returns with memory, with hunger, and with revenge in their sights. Game 1 delivered the warning. A thriller from start to finish. TNT seizing control, dictating the pace, refusing to blink. San Miguel tried to claw their way back. A fourth quarter push, but the door stayed shut. Now the series turns. Adjustments made. Pride on the line. Game 2 begins. And the battle for the Philippine Cup truly takes shape.
And game 2 is upon us. Trollano with a jumper. The split, the change in direction. What a move.
I think the biggest impact tonight is our defense, and because we have a lot of energy and focus as a game, and because of the last game, we're not that kind of energy and focus the game. A matter of how hungry we are and they are, and then I'm expecting it will be an exciting game dahil 1-1 this is na-reduce na sa best of 5, ano? And game 1, for the best of 5 is really crucial eh.
Sa Barangay Ginebra.
Shot tayo para dito sa San Miguel. Cruz puts his head down. Inside, he wraps it over to Kahili. Nadunggol. Junmar gets the bounce right at the first half buzzer.
Almost a miss already. Na-save pa yun ni Junmar Fajardo. Umawa pa yung kanyang tira. But this first half definitely belongs to CJ Perez.
Not this time. Rebound, Cruz. Forward, Abarientos. Ball fake, Supal-pal. Huli! May fake that lahat. Nakita pa rin,
Next to Wade on the wing. Drop passes, that short range is good for him. But Cancino lost it momentarily. Need to shoot. What you gonna do, CJ? Put it in! That's what he's gonna do.
Wow! What a game! My man, what are you?
Exactly.
Are you celebrating the birthday of your UST guy in Murph?
What a shot from Cancino. Career high 36 right now and counting. But still though.
Knock it over. One possession. One possession.
Back in the day, 2 possession yan.
But you have Redding and Nambata who both can make 4-point shot.
Correct.
And actually even Calvin. Si RJ ni Kington.
Mamadali si Nambata. He'll take a 4.
Yeah. And then use Kara.
How things can change in this game.
Yeah.
This game of basketball. One mistake, one blink, and before you know it, you're down.
Very resilient talaga itong TNT. The guy just shot over Kara.
Take it away!
And they did not use the timeout. They kept Kara in there. Para kang maagawan sa ilalim ng goal, which is the easiest. But look at this. They have a small guy guarding Nambata. And he just shot over him.
And on the inbound.
We're back inside the Mall of Asia Arena kung saan nagaganap pa rin ang Game 3 of the PBA Season 50 Philippine Cup Finals. Lamang ang TNT Tropang 5G 50-44 over the San Miguel Beermen. But Tom, that wasn't the story in the first quarter.
Well, magkaiba. The first quarter belonged to San Miguel. Big first quarter for them, 32-19. Pero binaliktad sila ng TNT in that second quarter with a lot more effort defensively and also being able to score and move that basketball.
For you, Coach Shard, paano ba nag-turn around tong laro natin from San Miguel dominating it?
Well, TNT was just aggressive in the second quarter. They were really attacking the paint. They got a lot of perimeter points and also they controlled the boards. E makikita natin, rebounding. So far, it's tied down. Pero masabi mo nga natin, most of the rebounds sa San Miguel happened in the first quarter. Sa TNT happened in the second quarter. Ito, lahat ng mga numbers na yan, di ba?
More or less tied yan. You look at the assist, 13-12. Pero tingnan mo, in the first quarter, 10 na yung assist ng San Miguel yan. So 3 lang nung second quarter. And in that second quarter, TNT coming up with a lot more assists. 8 assists for them.
In the first 2 games of this series, yung average ni Calvin Oftana was just 12 points per game. Pero coach, halftime pa lang 13 na ang binubuga.
Kailangan talaga kasi when they fell behind early in the game, Calvin really had to step up his offense. Jordan Heading, he has 10 points, but mostly really just attacking the basket. No, not his usual 3-point shots, still falling. But Ganuelas Rosser has been very consistent here. Now, Moto Tua got all his 13 points in the first quarter.
Eto, bago tayo magsimula ng third quarter, let's send it over to Bel Gregorio, who is with Coach Josh Reyes.
Coach Josh, 31-11 second quarter rally. Aside from the shift in energy, what was the biggest adjustment that you talked about sustaining in the second half?
Well, that run was made possible because we just had 1 turnover in the second quarter. By doing that, we eliminate all the turnover points and fast break points where San Miguel is almost impossible to stop. So we have to really execute and take care of the ball in the second half so that we can have a chance on defending them as well.
Thank you so much, Coach Josh. Back to you, gentlemen.
Well, you heard there what TNT wants to do pagdating na itong second half. Although they are up, pero bago rin tayo bumalik sa aksyon ng PBA, there are Filipino athletes na gusto nating parangalan here in the biggest stage of the PBA.
Van Adrian Maxilom, bronze medalist. And his coach, Vin Amposta. Snooker, silver medalists. Michael Angelo Mengorio, Basil Hassan Al-Shajar, Alvin Barbero.
You know what I love about Filipinas Live?
For Wushu, Agatha Wong, gold and bronze medals. And boxing gold medalist, Mr. Yumir Marshall. Palakpakan po natin muli ang ating mga atleta. Mabuhay ang atletang Pilipino! Thank you very much.
You know, earlier in the conference na parangalan natin dito yung ating Gilas men's and Gilas women's team, but the PBA is more than just in support of basketball. It's in support of the Filipino athletes. Kaya ito po, other SEA Games medalists from different sports, nagbigay karangalan sa ating bansa. Maraming salamat and congratulations to them. Yan ang pusong Pinoy laging lalaban, and it's always an inspiration to have our Filipino athletes grace the PBA from the elimination round to the finals. But yes, it is a big game here. We thank you for joining us sa RPTV. Jot Sulit po kasama ko. Dominic Uy, Coach Richard Del Rosario, and Eileen Shi.
And Jot, the question now is what kind of San Miguel team will we see here at the start of the third quarter? Ang ganda ng kanilang first quarter. But a total turnaround happened in that second quarter with TNT taking control of the game. At simulat na yun, well-executed play finding Calvin Oftana for that jumper.
And also now makikita natin yung adjustments. No? Chris Ross and Trollano starting now for San Miguel, and on the part of TNT, you have Nambatak and Heading also starting for them. They need to get these guys going, and this is more of a defensive unit as well para dito naman sa San Miguel.
Nambatak was actually the third guard off the bench para kay Coach Chot in the first half. Nauna si Halalon who started, and Siso came in before Nambatak. Pero absolutely correct, Nambatak has been lethal. Foul on Cruz. On the side of SMB, Coach Chart on offense, agad-agad hinanap nila Junmar Fajardo.
Well, that was a post-up for Ross against Nambatak, but Ross, it's not for Ross to score. It's really for Junmar to seal on the weak side. And, you know, ilang beses kami nadali dyan. But Ross is now on the floor as he got screened there. So, nalibre dito si Jordan Heading, and finally hits a three.
Very key for him to be able to knock down those outside shots. And you know, we mentioned that second quarter, yung difference na pinakita nitong TNT, them moving that basketball. Oh, Chris Ross holding on now to his ankle.
Diba, ang balita natin, meron siyang problem sa Achilles, right?
Yes.
So we hope it's not that now, no? Kasi, you know, that's the injury you don't want players to suffer from, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And, well, this is a good sign that Ross is able to get up on his feet. Nakakapag-squat pa ng kaunti. But you can see, he is in pain. At kakailanganan din palitan muna.
And you want to be able to check on him, right? And even for, you know, for Chris Ross to know kung ano bang nangyari, di ba? How the extent of the injury.
If it's on his own or tumama ba siya sa screen.
Ross getting some engagement from the TNT crowd.
He's still walking to the bench in the games.
Well, mukhang hindi naman siya pwede maglakad ng mabilis. Di ba? Because of that injury.
He's actually having words with Coach Jojo Lastimosa. And those who have history, if we go back to the finals ng Philippine Cup just last season, nagbinte si Junmar, he gets it back. One-hander doesn't work. PGR with the board. Heading, pushing it. Oftana. Ito si Calvin. Huli kay Trollano. Good recovery for Don.
Yeah, medyo matagal yung decision doon ni Calvin off that ball screen.
It's one of the rare times, Dom, nababanggit mo kanina, 1-2 dribbles, he goes up.
Yep.
One of the rare
Kita
times.
mo nag-hesitate siya ng matagal. Kaya sa inabot ng supalpal doon.
Pero TNT now up by 9. San Miguel had a very slow start sa second quarter. They only scored 11 in that entire period after putting up 33 in the first.
Well, Nambatak likes that matchup with him and Wami Chongson and see what he can do with that.
And good pressure from Nambatak and disrupted that pass. Kaya nakakuha yun ni Galinato.
That's another rebound para kay Junmar. Board number 16.
Yeah, dami ng rebounds na naman ni Junmar. No? Double-double na siya nung first half.
He's gonna break 20 rebounds again for the nth time dito sa playoffs. Trollano. Inabot ni Galinato. That's gonna be 2 free throws for Don.
You know, and so far si Don is having a reputation of being a Mr. Third Quarter man para sa San Miguel. Kaya usually na just start sa second half.
Ano kaya ang plano nitong dalawang teams in the third? Makibalita tayo kay Eileen.
Gentlemen, ang 31-point eruption ng TNT ang naging paliisipan ng San Miguel Beermen in the latest halftime huddle. Ika nga ni Coach Peter Martin, para naging bangungot ang nangyari sa kanila noong second quarter with the TNT's defensive change-ups being so effective na hindi na nila ito nasabayan. They were denying the entry pass and just overall limiting SMB's touches at dagdag pa niya, hindi kami naging cohesive sa second group. So moving forward, everyone needs to believe in the plan, and with their field goal percentage stuck at 15% during the second quarter, nasigaw ni Coach Peter, identifying the working combination will be the top priority, lalo na at they have the tough task of figuring things out. Balik sa inyo.
Well, imagine, from shooting 12 of 19, 63% in the first quarter, biglang 3 for 20 lang. Yun yung binanggit ni Eileen na 15%. In the second, that's why they only had 11 points.
Plus, they got 6 of 9 from the free throw line. In that first quarter, 3 of 8 na lang yan pagdating nung second. And di ba, alam mo yung interview ni Coach Peter no, after ng first quarter, ang ganda ng mood pa niya eh. Di ba? It completely changed after the next 12 minutes.
Joke pa nga yung unang sinabi ni Coach Peter nun eh.
Oo, second quarter, bagumot na daw.
Trollano. What a move by Don Trollano.
You know, ito talaga eh, when San Miguel needs a spark, lalo na if they don't perform well in the first half, they go to Don Trollano.
BGR, labas ng bata. Tresa nga hanapin. And he knocks it down.
One guy we haven't really seen play much, play well rather, itong si CJ Perez. 14 minutes of action, only 3 points.
Remember what CJ did to clinch SMB's finals appearance, yung 30-point first quarter.
Coach, hindi na ako yung nagpaalala nun, ha?
Yun na nga eh.
Parang gusto kong bawiin sa gitna ng sentence.
Hindi ko na nga natinig.
Oftana, back-to-back threes para sa TNT. And they now take a double-digit lead.
All right, now because their outside shots have been falling in, gives them a lot of confidence. But it still, starts from the defensive end.
And that's a three-point shot brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook. May kasunod pa yan, Coach Chard.
Yeah, so they're playing in good rhythm. So let's see what San Miguel does after this timeout.
Well, there's a lot of drama dito sa finals, dito sa Game 3, and I think we completely expect that. Because,
well,
yeah, exactly.
Maraming hindi nakikita yung mga, as we see, of course, Sir Eric Bohain being recognized also.
Rightfully so.
Yung mga hindi nakikita lang sa TV during commercials, may mga nangyayari rin dito, kaya manood kayo ng live.
Hindi namin kikwento. Kailangan pumunta kayo dito.
Oo, manood kayo ng live. Oh, Erica D.
Yes, SVP Executive Director with, of course, PBA Vice Chairman, Mr. Al Francis Chua. Now, over the timeout, kanina nabanggit naman natin na nagsimula na some talk, some chatter sa pagitan ni Chris Ross and team manager Jojo Lastimosa. It continued, it spilled over to sa timeout. But cooler heads prevailed. Pinaghiwalay naman sila. Nambatak with a kick out, not a pick. So it will stay with TNT. That was after a 3-point shot na napasok ng SMB.
And they needed that coming off that timeout to try and break the momentum dito ng TNT.
9 of the 11 points ng TNT in this quarter coming from the 3-point area.
BGR. Rebound Fajardo.
Rebound number what? 17?
That's number 19 for Junmar. 7.5 na iiwan sa ating third period. Cruz turning that corner. Galinato and Fajardo. Nagkagit-kita na foul is gonna be called on Henry.
Pero hinayang na si Jericho Cruz kasi pa-drive na siya eh. So of course, for late tuner, si Kelly Williams is in foul trouble with 4 fouls.
Early in the second quarter pa lang. Apat na. Trollano. Another one for SMB. Back-to-back threes.
Like you said, when they need the points, they go to Don Trollano. Ang palabigasan nila, either Junmar or Trollano.
Yeah. Ano talaga yung focal point ng offense ngayon.
And Trollano with a steal. Nambatak with a foul. 2 free throws yan para kay Don.
And that's the second turnover of Ray Nambatak in this quarter.
This is a 3-point shot brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook. The SMB faithful breaking into a chant. And to be honest with you, I haven't heard that a 3-syllable chant that did not sound like Ginebra in a long time.
And marami naman talagang fans ang SMB. And even in TNT, right now we have a good-sized crowd dito sa arena. Yeah.
Hanggang tuktok.
And why not? We treated to a very good game, very exciting game.
Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng kasama namin dito sa Mo Arena at sa mga nakatutok sa RPTV, pati sa YouTube. We promise to bring you the best of SMB and TNT. Ang tropa nakabawi na naman. It's Oftano has been playing a spectacular game here.
Yeah, 20 points na para dito kay Calvin. It's been the steadying force para sa TNT.
Ito na naman si Calvin. To Jordan, it's Galinato. Bigay kay BGR.
Makikita natin, every time either team commits a turnover, the other team makes them pay. And those are the mark of elite teams. Hindi ka talaga pwedeng magkamali.
And Coach Richard, pinag-usapan mo na, di ba? Turnover. No turnover so far for Calvin Oftana in this ballgame.
Fajardo all alone. He's just a man among boys.
Hey, Junmar showing a bit of emotion there after that shot.
Hindi madalas makikita yan from Junmar. But that is how intense these finals are.
So heading ngayon, talagang binabago niya, atake niya. Really attacking the basket. And now he caught a big fish in Junmar Fajardo. Pangalawa pa lang na foul yan ni Junmar Fajardo.
Ito yung dominance ni Junmar sa ilalim.
Ayun, yung bangga after.
Parang ang hirap maniwala na galit si Junmar no?
Pero meron kasing move na ganun si BGR na after nung play na he bumps the opposing player. Protection din niya yung sarili niya. But sometimes when it's intense, you're not a welcome recipient of something like that.
Absolutely.
Well, this is the finals. What do you expect? You're fighting for a championship here. Hindi pwedeng walang emotions involved dito.
Jeron Teng, binunot na ni Coach Leo. See what he's able to contribute here.
Remember, meron din niyang isang, one really great ball game.
Ako, Coach, parang di ko maalala.
Wala pa kang ginagawa, pinag-uusapan yun
Hindi kasi baka nagtataka bakit yung ginamit
Discarte ng coach yun.
7-point lead para sa TNT. 7 seconds para sa SMB. Jeron will miss. Heading. 15 puntos na yan para kay Jordan.
Talagang binanggalang ni Jeron doon si si BGR. Bagay, parehong muscle man rin si Jeron. Mukhang araw-araw rin nag-gym to. Ayan, no? Boom! Talagang binanggalang niya
May pinagmanahan naman, di ba ito si
Ay,
Jeron?
oo. Si RoboCop. Naging teammate ko rin yun
5 and 14 left. Kadalasan meron tayong binubunot na percentage kung ilang percent na nananalo ang isang team na after they win game 3. But I don't think we even need that percentage. All we need to know is that it's a rematch.
Si Galinato naman, sabi niya, may muscle din ako.
parang bumpers na ito pinapanood natin.
Pero ang sayang yung mga possessions Sometimes you gotta get your emotions in check.
Yes. Pero ano yan ayaw magpatalo di ba? Pinagamo ko, mabanggit din kita.
Oliano kontra Oftana. It's been the matchup of Game 3. Teng gustong makisali, nagbintis. TNT on the run. It's Oftana. Pulling up. The tap. Enciso colors it. Reset ng opensa ang tropa. To the cutting Ganuelas Wasser. Enciso from the corner. Masyadong malakas. Troliano gustong ipagpag si Oftana but Calvin stays with him.
Oh, great defense by BGR. They're able to get around Junmar Fajardo and get a hand on that basketball.
Ang dami rin kasing bigs na kayang paikutin itong TNT.
Oh, ito, speaking of what, ito si Poy Eram naman.
10 seconds sa shot clock ng SMB. CJ. Bigay kay Troliano. Don. Ang daming tinamaan doon ni Don Troliano and he'll find himself at the line.
He always attacks the basket. Grabe, si Don Troliano. I mean, he's really getting the ball inside the basket, really getting to be aggressive. Makikita natin dito muna itong yung pinapanood natin, itong wrestling match ni Junmar at saka ni BGR. They're playing the angle again, gets in front, and gets a tap.
BGR has been one of the biggest factors kung bakit ang habol na itong TNT. I mean, we'll see the scoring ni Oftana ni Heading. Pero sa depensa, and nandun na limiting Junmar, gotta give it to BGR.
Pero so far, wala pang sagot tong TNT para dito kay Don Troliano.
You know what's impressive? I don't think there's a lot of people who will consider Don Troliano a star, superstar in the PBA. But the numbers will argue. The numbers will make a case for him.
Oh yes, definitely.
Kubuntin, mahirap na tira. BGR, and that might be a foul on Fajardo.
He's just using his athleticism right now.
Oh, kay Junmar nga tinawag. So that's going to be number 3. 3 on Junmar Fajardo.
11 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. Para kay Brandon Ganuelas-Rosser. Samahan mo na rin ng 2 blocks and 1 steal. He has done a little bit of everything para sa tropa.
And nursing his fouls also dahil they can't afford to get into foul trouble dahil wala nang Kelly Williams. You know, expect Kelly Williams here pagdating na ng 4th quarter, so you really have to hold the fort.
Split nga lang yung free throws ni BGR. No natural point guard para sa SMB on the floor. See that? Do you see that being a problem, Coach Hart?
Well, sanay na sila. They've been doing that even in the semifinals. So they really have this weird combination, but it works for them.
Perez. Blitzed by Eram and Enciso. Pasahan ng SMB. Tautua will not finish, but he draws a foul on BGR.
Lahat scorer, di ba? Para dito sa San Miguel, that's inside.
Pero gusto mo sa San Miguel, they're really aggressive. They're really attacking the basket, no? Yung pasa na yon kay Teng and then another cut there by Tautua, and that's why they're trying to get higher percentage shots.
Dom, how big of a factor can three-point shooting be in this game and in the series?
Well, definitely for TNT, and a weapon yan ng TNT, but also a weapon for San Miguel because you've got so many shooters. If you get hot one game, you know, it's a 4-game series. You get hot 1 or 2 games, ang laking bagay, mag-momentum shift na agad yan. And you know, if you're looking at game number 3 right now, you want to be able to get this 2-1 lead. Bakit? Meron kang 2 araw, pwede ka magpahinga, then mag-iinsayo ka. And you could go 3-1, right? So that it's gonna be big this ball game.
Erang pinapahirapan ni Tautua, bagsak si JP.
Oo, pinaayon ni Erang. And that was a good pressure from Mo Tautua, something that Erang didn't expect.
Nag-iiba nga ba, Coach Charda, ang rotation ng coaches when it's a Sunday game and you know you have an extra day of rest?
Not really, not really. You still stick with your rotation, no? You just have to put the guys that, you know, you feel that gives you a best chance of winning.
And it seems like it is so. Para sa SMB at TNT.
Because this is the finals, no? Right now, lalagay mo talaga lahat ng baraha mo dyan. Because you try to get the advantage when you can.
Advantage nga ang hanap na itong dalawang teams na to because the series is tied 1 apiece. This is an all-important Game 3. Pogoy playing through an injured hamstring. RR, nagawan pa rin ang paraan.
Certainly good defense by Geronteng. You know, he's a strong defender in the post, pero si Pogoy just made a great shot.
Si BGR humihingi na ng sub and looks like Coach Shot is bringing in Kelly Williams on the next dead ball. Teng recovers it. That's a foul on Eram.
That's going to be big for Geronteng because you know, he's had, what, 3-4 attempts, hasn't made a basket yet. Now he gets to the free throw line.
A timeout requested by Coach Shot Reyes. Lamang pa rin ang tropa ng 7. We'll be back with more of Game 3. You're still watching Game 3 on RPTV and on YouTube. Maraming salamat po sa pagtutok. You got shots with Coach Richard Del Rosario, Dominic Uy, and Eileen Shi. Coach Chart, pag-usapan natin ito si Junmar. He had such a good start dito sa laro to. Had 10 points in the first quarter. Great numbers, pero nag-slow down na in scoring.
Yeah, but you know, he's getting the job done. Look at his rebounds. 21 rebounds already. We're still 2 minutes here in the third and then whole of the fourth quarter. So talagang iba yung contribution dito ni Junmar Fajardo. He knows that, you know, he's not going to get all the shots, but he's going to get the shots whenever he can. And he's been averaging close to 40 minutes per game in the series so far. So gusto niya matapos ng maaga yung series eh. Kasi pag dumating na 7 games yan, talagang bugbog ito si Junmar.
At saka mag-fishing pa yan sa Cebu eh. As we take a look at Coach Jerry Esplana, Coach Derek Kumaren.
Coach ko sa Lasal yan.
Ako din.
Oh. Of course, si...
Noong nag-champion kami. Yung first ever UAAP
championship.
Yeah.
1989 yun, di ba?
Yes.
Coach ko si...
Tagal na, no?
Coach Jerry
Basta naman champion, okay lang.
Coach Jerry Esplana, so a former All-Filipino Cup Finals MVP. Yan naman ang kartada na.
Papagpahingayin dito si Don Troliano. He really did his job, and right now Marshall Lazar coming in. Chris Ross nakaupo pa sa bench. No signs of him checking in here for San Miguel.
Talking about Troliano, 11 points here in the third quarter for him.
Contributions mula kay Don Troliano are always welcome. But you need your main guys. And your main guys are Junmar Fardo and CJ Perez, who stuck with 3 points.
Yeah, CJ so far struggling pa. In and out of the game, has not gotten his rhythm yet.
Oh, the erasure by Taudua.
But makikita mo ngayon nag-iinit na itong si RR. No? Parang the more he spends time on the court, the more he's getting into his rhythm. Makikita natin itong galaw na to. Nice up and under move, but nandun lang si Mo Tautua.
And that's a defensive stop. Hatid sa atin ng Pioneer Elastosil, selyado ang bubong anumang panahon. Kahit nung pumasok ang TNT in the finals, when they secured their berth, nauna sila sa SMB eh.
Oo, nahirapan ng SMB.
Ay, nahirapan. But there were question marks about the availability of Pugoy. Pero alam mo eh, na kung si RR lang ang tatanungin, he is willing to give everything he's got, makatulong lang sa TNT.
Oo naman.
At ang gusto mo makita, both teams healthy. Right?
Oh, yes. Para sulit, even for the fans. No?
Yeah.
Dalawang powerhouse teams to eh.
Teng, outside shot, Jeron hitting the three.
And this is what we're talking about. How deep is San Miguel? How deep yung bench na yan? You have Jeron Teng playing in the third quarter. And he's got 4 points in the ball game, trying to turn this game around for them.
Enciso bigay kay Eram. Pinag-isipan yung tres. Aatrasan na lang daw si Tautua. Boy, huli ni Mo. That's his second block in the quarter. The Predator out the Teng. Jeron nawala ng balanse.
A little bit out of control there.
Here's Enciso now off that pick. Gives it to Eram. Na walang katakot-takot tumatake doon.
Simon Enciso, whenever he goes on that pick and roll, he's looking to pass.
Under a minute to go in the third. Perez pinapahirapan ni Enciso. They've been trapping CJ far from the basket. And Teng gets sent back.
Si Eram talagang pinaalala kay Teng yung Super Bowl. Eto, si CJ tsaka si Enciso nagkakatulakan na rin doon. Kasi alam nga ni Simon, oy, baka i-alley-oop to sa kanya.
Kaya kita mo naman yung tulong ni Poy Eram dyan.
Yeah, doon rin siya.
Teng looking for Perez. CJ flips it up, wala. Pero andun siya ng gugulo. They reset. Lassiter kontra kay Enciso. Marcio dancing with the defense. Sio drops Enciso, pero hindi papasok yung tira niya.
TNT now has a chance to take the last shot of this quarter.
5 ang laman ng tropa, gusto pa nilang dagdagan. It's Pugoy with 3 to shoot. RR got rid of Teng, but could not hit the 3. And TNT remains ahead. They're up by 5. They'll bring that lead into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and maganda yan. Nakapagpahinga rin si Calvin Oftana because Pugoy got his rhythm going as well.
We got 12 more minutes or more ahead of us sa pagbabalik po namin. Fourth quarter na tayo ng Game 3. The fourth quarter is upon us dito sa Mall of Asia Arena in Game 3 of the PBA Season 50 Philippine Cup Finals. Pero balikan muna natin ano nga ba nangyari in quarters 1, 2, and 3. First quarter, it was a fiery start para sa San Miguel Beermen. They scored 30 points. Among the starters lang yan, a total of 33 because they got 12 from Tautua, 10 from Fajardo, pero hindi sumuko ang Tropang 5G. They had a big second quarter. Hindi lang para makatabla, pero para makuha pa yung lamang. Look at what they limited SMB to. Just 3 of 20 shooting in the second. Only 11 points para sa Beermen. Samantala, yung TNT naka-31. It's been their usual weapon. Perimeter points. Dom said it earlier. Nakakatakot ang TNT kapag tumatama sa labas. Tumatama si Oftana, pati si Heading, and other guys helping out too. And that's why with 12 minutes set for the fourth, 5 Dom ang lamang ng TNT.
Look at TNT, they're really good when they move that basketball and they spread the floor because they have the talent for that. They like moving that ball and then spreading out the floor. Man, their guys can start to operate. You have Oftana, you have Pugoy, you have Enciso of that pick and roll also helping them out. And then now their quickness with their big guys are able to get to that basket. And you can see that once they're able to score now, or they're able to make some stops, it's a lot easier for them to score.
Ano yung magandang bantayan, Coach Shart, for the fourth quarter with this game still hanging in the balance?
All right, now it's really yung points in the paint. You know? Ngayon si CJ, as we saw in the graphic there, he's still struggling. You know, but he's a player na kahit kunyari hindi siya makashoot in the first 3 quarters, biglang puputok na lang yan and he'll hit a big shot. And, you know, San Miguel is going to stick with him. In the meantime, ito si Calvin Oftana talagang papahinga muna sa start ng fourth quarter kasi grabe rin ang kayod niya. But for San Miguel, I'm sure they're going to try to figure out a way how to get CJ going here.
Well, you take a look at kung gaano kalaki yung improvement sa laro ni Calvin. Not only has he almost doubled his scoring, 5 turnovers in games 1 and 2. Pareho yun 5 each. Wala pa dito sa game 3. But as you mentioned, Coach Shard, CJ now going to work.
Well, yun na nga, no? Sorry, going to the basket kagad, aggressive attack. Medyo kanina nahirapan siya sa depensa talaga ni Simon Enciso. So they had to help him out with those ball screens.
Peg. Labas kay Lassiter. Attacks the closeout. Brondial, one-hander, wala. Look at Fajardo. May meron pang pabaong stare down si Junmar.
So 3 on BGR and then 4 on Kelly Williams. Good thing narito kay Kelly Williams. He's quite rested, right? And you know, they're hoping that he'll be able to finish his entire fourth quarter trying to guard Junmar Fajardo and get a win.
22 rebounds para kay Fajardo. Perez, back-to-back hits to open the fourth.
Ang laki kasing problema niyang single high between Fajardo and Perez because you can't help off Junmar. So it gives a driving lane para dito kay CJ Perez. If you have from the guards and you have a Lassiter there.
Kobuntin, gustong sumagot ng 3, wala. And San Miguel with a chance to regain the lead. Ito yung trap nila on CJ. Perez feeling it. And a foul called on Enciso on a 3-point attempt.
And because he's knocking down his shots now, if you're Simon Enciso, kinakailangan mo to try and get there quicker. And that time got called for that foul.
Chance of SMB filling up the Mall of Asia Arena. But you know what? Itong si CJ, he's definitely one of the best scorers in the league. If there's one aspect though na gusto mo makita mag-improve, it might be free throw shooting.
Yeah, but again, you know, sinabi nga natin, struggling through all 3 quarters. Pagdating ng fourth quarter, biglang siya naman ngayon ng pumuputok. You know, back-to-back baskets, and right now tying the ball game with a chance to get the lead with this upcoming free throw.
CJ Perez has scored all of SMB's 6 points dito sa fourth quarter. Most importantly, binalik niya na yung lamang dito sa Beermen.
Jordan Henning already with 7 assists in this ball game.
BGR, babangga kay Teng. Dalawang free throws yan sa kanya.
Well, that time San Miguel switched on that ball screen. Sinteng is clarifying if it's really a switch or not.
Eileen, anong balita dyan?
Gentlemen, in an attempt to regain the lead, inuna ni Coach Leo Austria, bigyan ng pansin ang kanilang pick and rolls. Ika nga niya, masyado tayong nagiging predictable kasi pagbaba natin, nakaset up na tayo kaagad. Staggered screens ang kanyang hinahanap with CJ at the corner. Now, pagdating naman sa depensa, Coach Leo gave the go signal to switch, but just making sure that they immediately look for their men at the right spots. Balik sa inyo.
Thanks, Eileen. Yan nga yung hinahanap na clarity from the defense kung anong gustong gawin ng SMB. There's that ball screen again. This time they involve Marshall. Season opening. The best shooter in PBA history knocks one down.
So again, it's that CJ and Junmar ball screen. Who's going to be the helper? But the credit to San Miguel, they are finding the right guy.
And look at Brundial. A crucial tip. Veterano. Marshall has been on this stage way too many times.
But you have to give credit kay Jeron Teng to making that quick shovel pass to Marshall. You know, just giving his teammate confidence, knowing the strength of his teammate.
Jeron Teng.
He was actually open. He could have taken that three.
Jeron only has 4 points. He actually struggle pa nga from the field. They 1 of 5. But he's making the right decisions for SMB.
So right now, binalik na rin si Jericho Cruz para dito kay Teng, and you have to credit to him dahil nga kahit di nagagamit na the previous games, he's always ready when his name is called.
Napakahirap yan para sa isang player. And especially, you're in a team like San Miguel, di ba? You're so loaded. And, di ba? And then each quarter, hindi mo naman pwede palaruin 10 Di ba? Just 5 guys at a time.
This is a 10-3 run. Bridging, actually, 13-3 run. Bridging the third and fourth quarters. Pero tatapusin na ni Oftana dyan.
That time, a lot quicker decision on Calvin Oftana. Reading that defense well.
22 points para dito kay CO.
Perez wanted to go to Fajardo. Punta sa kanto kay Cruz. Jericho overheading, no good. Oftana with a rebound. Nang bata ngayon nagtitimon para sa tropa. Under 9 minutes to go. They're only down by 2 points. Big galing kay BGR. Kelly lets it fly. Williams, no good. And that will be a foul on Nambata.
Yeah.
The second foul for TNT.
This is a classic. Ito talaga ine-expect natin. A dogfight between two of the proudest teams in the PBA. And we have about 8 minutes and 42 seconds more in regulation. Labang ang SMB ng dalawa. We'll be right back.
We have a lot of energy and focus sa game, and because of the last game, we're not that kind of energy and focus sa game, and makikita mo yung intensity ng player. So we're able to match up the energy of our opponent, and then yun, talent nag-prevail. Because of the effort, we out-rebounded them, unlike nung first game, they out-rebounded us in spite na we're the leading rebounding team in the league after the elimination. But credit to the players because they are so focused today.
Paulit-ulit natin kanina nababanggit yung rebounding, and Coach Leo in that interview, binanggit niya rin. Kanina dumidikit pa, if you remember, gentlemen, but now Coach Chard, lumalayo na yung SMB, 47 rebounds compared to just 38. Yung lamang pa nila is on the offensive end.
Yes, yun ang problema doon. Kasi yung humabol ang TNT yung second quarter, they were able to control yung defensive rebounds. Pero ngayon, because of the penetration na ginawa nung sinimulan ni CJ Perez, nagkaroon ng opportunity dahil kailangan humelt yung mga bigs sa penetration. Nagkaroon ng opportunity sila Junmar to get offensive rebounds and even the other guards for San Miguel. And it's happening pa in this pivotal fourth quarter.
And Dom, you can just feel yung pag-iba ng energy rin ng San Miguel dito sa final frame.
Well, they understand also, this fourth quarter. They're able to get back in that third. And you look at San Miguel, thinking about much better decisions. Come alive in the third quarter, and then now you have CJ Perez here in the fourth quarter.
Pero nakaagaw ang TNT ng Batak, able to complete it. Oftana steps on the brakes, atake, gigilid, PGR, masyado malakas.
Sayang yung opportunity na yon if you're for TNT.
But then 4 guys from San Miguel trying to get that rebound. It's all about the effort. Kasi end of the day, lahat kayo gusto makakuha ng rebound. Pero ang tanong na lang dyan, who has the most amount of effort?
Ng Batak able to get possession para sa tropa. Siya na rin ba nga, atake, got rid of Lassiter, and bounce it off the glass and in.
Makikita mo, all teams, both teams, talagang atake sila ngayon eh. Talagang both teams really aggressive.
Tabla na naman tayo at 77. Brondial, one dribble.
Oh, great reaction by Rodney Brondial there. Nabasa niya yung depensa eh.
Kita mo na parang gusto niya pang ipase, but made that quick decision. Ito naman ang TNT. How do they respond? Oftana bigay kay BGR. Using the left to finish over Rodney.
Grabe rin yung timing of the pass, no? Galing kay Calvin Oftana. Kanina, umaatake siya, pull-up shots. And this time, reading the defense very well and finding his open teammate.
15 points for BGR. Perez this time.
No, puro layup. Puro layup tayo ngayon. Pero at this point, pabor sa SMB to eh.
Yes.
Kasi hindi nakakashoot ng tres ang TNT, which is the strength of their game.
TNT down by 2. Oftana. Natapigan ni Junmar. And it's a lockup between Cruz and Calvin. Oh, a kick ball. A kickball violation. So,
sa paro ni Jericho, so bola pa rin dito ng TNT.
hiningi ni Jericho mag-challenge sila eh. But then sabi ni Coach Leo, mamaya na i-reserva na lang natin. Oftana over Fajardo. That's a miss. .6:20 to go in the fourth. Si CJ nagising na dito but runs into a trap. Lassiter, quick trigger. No good. Williams with the rebound. TNT on the run. Ang bata, maghihintay ng kakampi.
But look at how quick San Miguel able to get down there.
It's Kelly.
Pero naunahan doon ni Kelly si Junmar eh. Nandun na si BGR at saka si Rodney. Pero yung mga trailing bigs, biglang sprintan nito si Kelly. Si Junmar.
Sumenya si Coach Leo
to challenge it. Kasi siguradong si Rodney Brondial. Hiningi niya yun.
Kanina, nag-challenge ang TNT at nanalo sila. So, they have their challenge back. We'll see if the same will happen to San Miguel. This is going to be a very important review and challenge.
Kasi 1-2 possessions, very important. It could really swing it to your side.
Yeah.
And it could be a run that could win you the ball game already.
Grabe rin kasi yung pinapakitang firepower nitong dalawang teams. Remember, first quarter, SMB dominated 33-19.
Yes.
Sabay sagot ng TNT, 31-11 second quarter.
Upon review, there's a bump on Bronjal against Williams. The challenge made by San Miguel is not successful.
So hindi successful yung challenge ng SMB, meaning they won't have a challenge for the rest of this game.
Ito, makikita natin dito. Kung may foul nga si Rodney. Sabi ng referee, may foul eh. Sila yung...
May bump daw. Diba? Wala dun sa taas.
May body-to-body contact, pero...
Parang yung tinawag kanina kay BGR. Yung pag-block niya.
That's right.
Body contact rin.
Ito, makibalita muna tayo kay Eileen.
Jot, in the latest TNT huddle, ang paulit-ulit na hina-highlight ni Coach Chot Reyes is kailangan magtiyaga ng TNT. Ika nga niya, huwag kayo tumigil sa pagdepensa ng first action ng SMB. We have to be wary of the second action SMB is getting from Marcio Lassiter. Kaya naman he is asking for a high show on him while also asking the Tropang 5G to keep running and look for ways they can get back into the game one stop at a time. Balik sa inyo.
Well, with under 6 minutes to go, nothing has been settled here. Dadalawa lang ang lamang ng SMB.
Nakita mo to, small lineup dito SMB eh. Si Trollano nagka-4 ngayon. So let's see kung kanino mag-work. Kasi right now, Trollano will be matched up to a big. So sino makaka-take advantage yan?
Well, banggaan si Eramat. Trollano eventually. Lassiter kumuha ng rebound. Trollano steps into a 3. No good. Perez coming out of nowhere para kunin yung rebound. CJ dips his head down.
Sinasabi ni Eram, tinulak raw siya ni Junmar.
They can challenge that, and that's exactly what Coach Chot is asking for.
I don't know if this is going to be a review for act of violence or a challenge. Yun ang kailangan decision na nila bago nila i-review. Kasi yung act of violence, you can review it anytime during the game. Pero nag-challenge na si Coach Chot. So right now, pinag-uusapan ng referee, ano ba to? So will it be the challenge or the review of act of violence?
Ang sinasabi kasi ng TNT, tinulak ni Junmar Fajardo. Itong si Poy Eram, kaya siya tumama dito kay CJ Perez.
So, pinaklarify nila mag-challenge. So this will be a head coach's challenge.
Yeah. Tama, Coach, no? It's different in the way they look at.
Yeah, kasi pumunta na doon yung referee after making that call. Didn't really, kasi pag ang referee tumawag na at sinabi na kagad na blocking without going to the review, hindi mo na pwede ma-reverse yun. So right now, before you go to the table official to announce that foul, kailangan sasabihin, i-review muna natin. So papunta doon yung referee, but nag-send niya si Coach Chot Reyes ng head coach's challenge.
There's a challenge on the
Now there, clarify nila, it will be the head coach's challenge. It's not the review on the act of violence. Kung ma-upgrade yung foul or hindi.
Lahat na involved sa tension eh. Pati yung ating table officials, and there was a communication na there needed to be communication kung ano muna yung tawag.
Yes.
So kaya in-announce po muna na foul on Eram before the challenge was made. And that's what they're looking at right now. And this is a breather na lahat tayo dito sa Mall of Asia Arena. I'm sure lahat ng nakatutok sa RPTV kailangan at this point.
So right now, ito check nila if that was a foul on Eram or was it he pushed, so they can actually reverse that call.
And the rule that was, the way that it's reintroduced, yung challenge dito sa Season 50, kung makita ng referees that Junmar pushed, it can be overturned to an offensive foul, Coach, right?
Yes.
So it's gonna be very important. Regardless though, kung anong mangyari dito sa challenge, wala na ang TNT because this is the second time they're challenging.
Right now, 3 referees ngayon yung naka-huddle doon. At may complicated announcement pakinggan natin.
There is a third-party contact on Junmar Fajardo against Koy Eram. Therefore, the correct call is offensive foul on Junmar Fajardo. The challenge of token text is successful.
That is exactly what Eram was pointing at, or yung pointing out.
Yan, makikita natin. Ayun ang tulak ni Junmar kay Eram. So yun yung challenge. So instead of a foul on Eram, yun na reverse na. Pero ang gusto ko nung ginawa ng mga referees sa huddle nila, sinulat talaga nila yung pangalan para hindi sila magkakamali.
Kasi baka si Jericho ulit eh.
At least okay naman yun. Wala naman foul doon.
Wala naman tayo ibang kilala.
May notes. Hindi, tsaka may notes. Yun yung maganda doon. Para masigurado yung tawag.
If you're just tuning in, well, you're gonna want to stay until the end of this dahil grabe po itong aksyong napapanood natin sa Game 3. And we gotta put our spotlight on this young man for a moment, Brandon Ganuelas-Rosser. He has taken a beating. To some extent, he has also given a beating, but he has overall been very impressive here in Game 3.
Yeah, double-double. And he is a competitor. Yun naman gusto mo kay Brandon Rosser. You know, you love him as a teammate, you'll hate him as an opponent. Either way, all he's doing is compete and try to make his team, try to help his team win. And that's what makes the finals really nice to watch.
Nakakainis na kalaban, masarap nakakampi.
Oo.
Yeah. Basically, you know, and you like the intensity. And we see a lot of players like that. And then, meron kang edge because you get into the head of the opposing team. Right? And, you know, you could lose your focus. And again, yung Coach Tim would always say this, Coach Richard, diba? Never too high, never too low, especially when you're playing in a high-stress situation.
Yes.
And earlier in his stint with TNT, nung bagong lipat pa lang yan, there were times na kinakailangan siyang paalalahanan to stay level-headed. But, you know,
nakukuha mo through experience.
Yeah,
right?
At nahanap niya na yung balance. TNT wants to balance things out or take the lead dito sa possession na to. Heading. Going to Kelly. Masyadong malakas. He was bothered by Cruz.
Yeah, perfectly executed play coming off that timeout. Hindi lang talaga na finish.
Ito ngayon ang SMB. Gustong dagdagan yung 2-point lead. CJ. Out to Trollano.
Okay, so nag-match up na dito ang TNT. Nag-small na rin sila with Combuntin at the 4.
He's guarding Junmar. Initya na lang ni Trollano. Pumasok pa!
That's a tough shot.
Trollano with 18 points.
It's interesting how all the players are talking to the referees, asking for fouls after they take a shot.
Nag-hesitate si Kelly. Balik kay Heading. Combuntin will fire away. Masyadong malakas. And with 4 minutes left, San Miguel sitting on a 4-point lead. Trollano naman. He'll head to the line for a pair.
All right, now Trollano is really finding those open lanes and attacking those lanes. He's getting pressured 50 feet away from the basket. Kaya nga lang, you know, this was the basket earlier. This switch ni Kelly Williams, and he uses quickness to get past Kelly, and the ensuing play dito naman kay Combuntin. So again, Trollano proving to be the main guy here for San Miguel, just like how he did it in game number 2.
He's making a living from the free throw line, coach. 10 of his 19 points. Galing dyan sa free throw line. Splits that threat though. Lima naman ng San Miguel. Heading, hihingi ng tulong kay BGR. That's read well by Lassiter.
Well, he's got 8 assists itong si Jordan Heading, so they know that he's trying to create for his teammates.
That's why they call Marcio a 3-and-D player. San Miguel will try to waste away some time. Perez sees an opening. Floats it over Ganuelas Rosser.
CJ Perez coming alive here in the fourth quarter. He's got 13 points in total, 10 here in the fourth.
Pero loose ball foul yun na itatawag kay Fajardo.
Kita mo si Junmar, tinutulungan na niya tumayo itong si BGR eh. Di-refuse ni BGR.
Look at this. That's a foul on Fajardo. Panglima na ni Junmar.
Hindi pinansin ni BGR.
Oo, ini-snap.
Oftana would have been big. BGR nakakuha, bigay kay Galinato.
Buti na lang, nasalo ni Galinato. Unexpected yun.
Pero bibigay kay Galinato doon?
Kaya nga eh.
Nambatak! Finally, on the fourth try, pumasok yung tira ng TNT.
Pero again, 2 points for 2 points. Pabor sa San Miguel yung ganitong classic ball game.
Perez to Fajardo. Junmar nagbintes on the layup. Bukas ang pinto para sa tropa. Heading, going to the corner, BGR. Sa ilalim kay Galinato. Short! Nabitawan ni Galinato yung bola, and it's now with SMB.
And these are the things that you want to look at, right? Diba? Galinato was there. He's pretty much cold off the bench. Even if he was open, do you want to give him that basketball at this stage in the ballgame?
Trollano. That was the shot that TNT was willing to give. Nambatak will attack. Labas kay Heading, extra pass of Tana. Money on the three!
Wow! Yung ball rotation ng TNT doon, nahanap nila Jordan Heading with another pass to Oftana.
In-to-out basketball yun, no? Started from the penetration of Nambatak.
Kita mo naman kung paano nila i-deny si Perez. Trollano looking to attack now. And that's gonna be a turnover for San Miguel.
Yeah. Because ang laki ng diferensya. Pag wala kay CJ yung bola, if it's Trollano, but he's playing a 4. So kahit mag-ball screen si Junmar sa kanya, Pigs can just switch. As you take a look at this 3-point shot by Calvin Oftana.
That 3-point shot brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook. At eto yung turnover. A costly one. Babalik ang bola sa TNT with 1 minute and 32 left here in the fourth. We'll be right back. Yung dalawang nagmimiron dito sa TNT at sa SMB, you know, they're some of the best to do it in the Philippine Cup, lalong-lalo na. Look at the numbers between Coach Chot Reyes and Coach Leo Austria.
Ang dami, no? 11 PBA titles.
Ikaw, Coach, ilan na?
12.
Ayun!
Mas marami ba ako? Nasali lang. Nasali lang sa baga. Nadamay lang naman ako.
Gusto ko yung ready-ready dun sa sagot eh.
But you gotta love these two coaches, Coach Chot and Coach Leo. You know, of recent winning championship after championship, and it's not easy, right? And Coach Richard can attest to this.
Oh, yes.
Napakahirap manalo ng una, and then yung sunod-sunod pa, di ba?
Yep.
You know, both these coaches have been coaching a long time in the league, reinventing yourself, changing of the lineup, to manage all of those egos, and to come up with game plans to make things work.
And you know, you just have to take advantage when you're here because you never know when you'll be back or when you'll win another championship. So,
you know, that's right. You mentioned it kasi yung dalawang head coaches na yan pa parehong nawala sa mga franchise na for a while, only to return. It feels like destiny na mag-abot na naman sila dito sa tugatog ng Philippine Cup.
So a change in the lineup of San Miguel. Pinasok itong si Rodney Brondial for Marshall Lassiter. Hinahanap natin kanina si Mutaw Tua di ba?
Had a fantastic first quarter.
oh yeah, pinasok dito si Brondial.
Fajardo has 5 fouls. Heading has been busy with 9 assists. 5 on a shot clock. Heading, splitting it. Nambata, open. Money on the 3!
That was huge. Just a great read by Ray Nambata. One little fake, got the two guys from San Miguel challenging in the same spot, knocking down that three. Now getting this lead by 87 to 86.
But what patience there by Jordan Heading. You know, clock running down, you know, still made the right pass. Getting into the paint, making the right pass. And sinabi nga natin, kung 2 por 2 lang, paborito sa San Miguel. TNT needs to make shots from the outside. Kanina si Calvin Octana. Ngayon naman, ito naman si Ray Nambata. That's why they got the lead back. Ngayon, ang problemahin dito ng TNT, paano didepensahan ang ball screen ni Junmar at ni CJ.
Balikan lang natin yung play na yun. Pang-10 assist ni Jordan Heading. Yung assist niya yun kay Ray Nambata. Samahan mo pa ng 15 puntos.
Oo. At masalamat siya na isushoot yung mga pasa niya kaya meron siya 10 assist.
You know, yun yung versatility rin ni Heading. There were games that he would take over the scoring load, would have no assists. Pero kung kailangan mag-iba, ibang hat yung suotin niya for a particular game, he's more than willing to do it. And TNT, now ahead by 1. I mean, yan yung na-miss din nila with Ray Nambatak out with an injury last Philippine Cup. And Nambatak has always had a knack for hitting big shots like that.
You know, for San Miguel now, I think what they've been using off timeouts is not only just straight to the post, but they do a lot of variations in their horns play. So let's see if they're going to run that horns play with Troliano at the 4. They usually do a diagonal screen for Junmar to get him to the post. And then that would free up yung shooter na nag-screen kay Junmar. So let's see. And they also have that CJ Junmar ball screen that's been working for them here in the second half. So tingnan natin kung ano yung pupuntahan natin and how TNT will defend those actions.
Haba pa nito. 1 minute and 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter of Game 3. Manalo dito will take control of the series as it is currently tied 1 apiece. Cruz ang mag-i-inbound.
Ito, binilig itong si Marshall Lassiter.
Galinato made a gamble on that inbound pass. Hinahanap nila si CJ. Cruz has to make his move. Jericho running into trouble. At mauubusan ang oras ang SMB.
What great defense ang pinakita ng TNT doon. Just on point. Hindi nga nakakita ng clear path to the basket itong San Miguel.
CJ wasn't able to touch the basketball. So si Jericho Cruz hindi lang kagad nakita si Junmar doon sa roll.
Heading, hihingi ng pick kay Galinato. Oh, Galinato! Down the lane!
Parang narinig ni Galinato yung sinasabi ko kanina. Are we going to give him that basketball at this stage in the ballgame? Rolled hard to the basket.
He said, give it to me! And Henry with a hammer!
Ayan. So nakalimutan na kanina, no? Yung nadulas yung bola. And right now, makakatulog na si Henry Galinato. Kasi kung hindi na nagawa yan, malamang hanggang bukas gising siya.
Talking about gising, gising na gising. Yung pagkita ni Jordan Heading dun sa mga pinapasahan niya, 11 assists of the ball game.
Yeah. But just give props to Henry Galinato. No, he's really worked hard to get to his spot right now, and how the coaching staff has trusted him in crucial minutes. Especially when Kelly Williams has been struggling. He's sat on the bench for a long time dahil na foul trouble siya. And now Henry Galinato really stepping up to the plate.
Bibilib ka rin talaga yun. Tommy, you kept mentioning yung assists ni Heading. And it's not like he has a money maker na papasahan. He's involving everyone. Iniiba-iba niya yung looks of the TNT offense.
At pang-apat na assist na ngayon sa fourth quarter. Right, just making the right plays, making the good decisions. That's that pass to Galinato. Previous to that, this was that pass dito kay Rey ng Bata.
And when they leave him open, he also knocks down that outside shot. Jordan Heading. Again, medyo recent rin lang yung pagpasok niya dito sa Tropa. But since he entered TNT's lair, he has done nothing but bring positives.
Oh yes, hulog ng langit para sa TNT. Ito si Jordan Heading. They gambled on him, got him even when he was injured, and now the gamble's paying off.
But there's still 50 seconds at ang San Miguel.
But because of the 4-point line, and with San Miguel having CJ Perez, Trollano, Marshall Lassiter, no lead is safe.
Dagdag mo pa yung Jericho Cruz.
No, Jericho Cruz pa.
Sama na rin natin si Junmar. May tres din niya kanina.
Pero hindi tres yan ngayon.
They finally get it to CJ.
There's going to be the ball screen there. Oh, nag-switch na sila.
Perez for 4! Knocks it down! The Predator strikes again inside the Mall of Asia Arena.
Yun yung sinasabi ni Coach Richard. The previous play, hindi siya nakahawak ng bola. In this next play, sinigurado na makakuha.
But, what guts for CJ to take that shot? No, we were just mentioning that 4-point line. Nag-struggle siya for the first 3 quarters. Had a good start in the fourth quarter. Pero for him to take a 4-point shot takes a lot of guts.
Who in the world steps back for a 4-point shot?
CJ Perez.
CJ Perez does.
Lalo na, malaki yung dumidepensa sa kanya. Diba usually, pag malaki, atakihin mo.
Yeah.
At kita nyo kung sino yung proud na proud? The Crunchman, Alex Gabagnon. Yeah. Spider-Man, Arwin Santos. 2 San Miguel legends who have hit so many clutch shots para sa prangkisang yan.
So ngayon naman, for TNT, if you're San Miguel, you want the ball, you want to deny the ball from the hands of Jordan Heading.
Yes.
Because he's making the right decisions and the right reads. So let's see how they will defend against Jordan Heading.
And kung mapapalit ba itong San Miguel, right? Offense for defense.
Look at the scoring of CJ Perez, Coach Sharon. Binanggit nga natin, napakatahimik. But you also said, that doesn't mean anything in the fourth.
Yes, he can just explode any given time. And none bigger than that 4-point shot. Pero ang daming possessions pa nito.
41.8 seconds remaining. TNT chooses not to advance the ball, so they will have a full 24-second shot clock. Ang maging inbound will be heading in Nambatak, Brandon Gonzalez, Rosser, Oftana, and Galinato are on the floor to receive.
Meron pang foul, one foul to give ang San Miguel.
Heading on the move. Galinato with a screen. Nambatak again. Doesn't get it. Fajardo with a rebound. There's 4 seconds na namamagitan sa shot at game clocks. Perez. Ginugulo ni Oftana. CJ. Shoots a three. Perez again. Money on the three. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CJ Perez Show! Pumasok si CJ sa fourth quarter only with 3 points. 1 out of 7 shooting from the field. Suddenly, with 12.3 seconds remaining, he has 20 points. And he has given San Miguel a 4-point lead.
You know, he may lack, maybe once in a while, bad decision making, but one thing he doesn't lack is confidence. And this is CJ Perez, and he's not afraid to take the big shots. And time and again, he has taken that for San Miguel because he's not afraid to get the blame. You know, it takes a lot of guts for CJ to do that.
7 straight points para dito kay CJ Perez. Yung una, sabihin na natin, yung 4-point shot niya was against Galinato. You know, seemed a little bit easier because he was able to create that space. But that defense of Calvin Oftana was all on him. That was a tough shot for CJ Perez.
Meron pang 1 foul to give dito ang San Miguel. So which maybe they would use to make sure that TNT cannot take a 4-point shot.
And now, nakikita natin, they're getting the instructions na gusto nga nilang gamitin smartly yung foul to give na yun.
Yeah. So,
because nakita na rin natin yan. Diba, in the semifinals, Meralco was up. TNT was able to make that 4-point shot. Could have fouled at that point in time, right?
Here again is, I mean, we can watch this on loop.
Yeah.
Over and over again. It's just a spectacular shot from a 3-time PBA scoring champion. Si CJ Perez lang, the only player in PBA history to win the to become scoring champion in his rookie and sophomore years in the PBA. That is how lethal a scorer the Predator CJ Perez is.
if I were San Miguel, I'd still keep a close watch on Reynam Batak. Even though he missed this last 3, he's a guy that can really shoot the 4.
Tandaan po natin, 4 points, it's only a 1-possession lead. It's only 1 shot in the PBA.
And Kelly Williams can also shoot from the outside, so that's why he's there.
Nambatak receives it. Heading, fires away. Front of the rim. And a foul is called on TNT. They will send San Miguel to the line.
They went for it. They went for that 4-point shot.
Yeah. They got the shot that they wanted. It just didn't fall for them.
Lassiter looking to seal it at the line. Pasok yung una for Marcio. Miracles can happen. Marcio trying to make sure it doesn't. Animan lamang ng SMB. Nambatak nagmamadali, looking for 4. It doesn't work, and San Miguel finds a way to come back and steal Game 3 mula sa TNT.
Oh, what a game, you know, until the last minute before we took a big shot by big-time players. Sinasabi nga natin, you know, great players, special players, you know, are not afraid to take the big shots, you know, because they're not afraid to fail, you know, and that's a risk factor. And that's what CJ did for San Miguel.
Exactly. I mean, entering the fourth quarter, wala siya sa conversation ng best player of the game. But what he showed in the fourth, walang kaduda-duda. We have to talk about this man, ice cold in the most crucial of moments dito sa Game 3. At si CJ Perez, ang ating Babad player of the game, hatid sa inyo ng Devant. Enjoy unforgettable TV Babad moments with your family only with Devant.
17 points in the fourth quarter. You know, parang nagpahinga lang si CJ, no? Parang nagpakita nung fourth quarter.
And ano yun, a 4-point shot and a 3-point shot.
Yeah.
And prior to that, you know, ni Coach Richard, na hindi siya nakahawak ng bola. Really wanting to perform. We saw it even in the first quarter. Nung nilabas siya, he was communicating to the coaching staff that he wanted to be able to come back into this ball game. Why not? Kita mo naman yung pinakita nitong si CJ Perez.
And a proud wife, Mrs. Perez there. And San Miguel taking the series lead 2-1 as they win Game 3 to the score 95-89. CJ Perez just a magnificent performance in the clutch. Pero malayo pa itong series. Marami pang pwede mangyari dito. And please remember na ang Game 4 po ay dito rin gaganapin sa Mall of Asia Arena. But for now, we'll have to say goodbye for my partners, Dominic Uy, Coach Richard Del Rosario, for Eileen Shi, at para po sa aming hardworking and talented production and technical teams. My name is Jot Sulit. Maraming salamat sa panonood ninyo ng PBA Philippine Cup Finals dito lang sa RPTV. We hope you enjoyed that one, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of this finals. It's an epic one between SMB and TNT. We'll see you in Game 4.
Just 3 points, 17 points in the fourth quarter, and you scored when it mattered most. Let's talk about that last shot of yours. Yun ba talaga yung hiningi ni Coach Leo, or did you just feel like you were in the flow, you were in rhythm?
Wala sa play yun eh. Sadyang pumasok lang talaga yung tira ko, and thank God pumasok yung dalawang tira ko and nakuha namin panalo. So yeah.
CJ, nakita rin namin in the first half, parang may back and forth kayo ni Coach Leo because you really wanted to still be on the floor. How did you use that as fuel to come alive in the fourth quarter?
That's all love. Coach Leo and I talagang matagal na kami magkasama, and we argue sometimes, but no, we just respect each other. I respect him as a coach. Madami na siyang pinanalong champion na coach, so I respect him. And yeah, I'm just wanna win. So yeah.
Thank you, CJ. At this point, batiin mo naman ang mga fans ng SMB and your loved ones, of course.
First of all, binabati ko yung wife ko, Shena. Mga kids sa bahay, family ko sa Nueva Ecija, mama ko sa Canada, Paris family sa Pangasinan, sa buko at itlog ni Kabola. And sa mga SMB fans, maraming salamat. Sa mga ka-TPC, TMG, shoutout sa inyo. And sa mga PBA fans, sa patuloy niyong suporta ng PBA, maraming salamat. God bless you.
Thank you, CJ. Congratulations. Let's now hear it from Coach Leo Austria.
Coach Leo, congratulations in getting back-to-back wins this series. What did you think of the way CJ stepped up and shot those back-to-back crucial baskets, as well as the way the rest of the team closed out today's game?
Yeah, first of all, thank you. And then I would like to greet my group, FOB, sa Kamuning. I think this win is there's a lot of guts from our player, especially tinanong si CJ about the play. So he's part of the play. He's the recipient of inbound pass, and then we're not after the 4 points or 3 points. We want to quick 2 points, but knowing CJ, gusto niya manalo eh. And never kung pinagbabawalan siyang tumira any part of the court as long as it is a good shot or the situation is kailangan itira yon. And siguro earlier during the first half nagkaroon kami ng counting altercation, but I have to respect everybody because what I feel is gusto niya manalo eh. But I want to let him know that I'm the coach of the team. They should respect me also. And then he apologized. That's why and it turned out na maganda nangyari na focus. And then yung focus niya to win na dahil gusto niya magpakita ganyan, and that's one thing and that but that's already the thing of the past because after all we're teammate kailangan we have to unite and then together para hindi maapektuhan yung team. And the good team with the team is talagang nakikita nila pasensyoso sila lahat and then nakita niyo naman nung maganda ginagawa niya lahat sa kanyang bola, and all my plays siya tinatawag ko lahat. Before that, si Don naman si Don. And then si Don, isa rin maganda nilaro niya. And then siya ang humabol. Hindi kami bumitaw after ng leading by as much as 12 points. And then all of a sudden, na-wipe out, lumamang sila. But I give credit to the players because of their experience in this kind of game.
Let's look back at the action dito sa Game 3 ng Golden Philippine Cup Finals. Tablang seri entering this game. And in the first quarter, Coach Art, it was a lot of Mo Tautua.
Si Mo talaga simula dyan. 13 points for him in the first period. Talagang siya nag-set ng tone dito para sa San Miguel. There was a point na he equaled the score of the whole TNT team. And but si Calvin Oftana still keeping TNT close.
That's right. At syempre, nagparamdam din si Junmar Fajardo at some point in that first quarter. Actually, 22 combined si Big Mo and Junmar. And that's why San Miguel erupted for 33 points, took a 14-point lead. Pero nag-iba yan Dom in the second.
Ibang-iba yan nung second quarter. TNT started clamping down defensively, only allowing San Miguel to 11 points in that second quarter. They moved that ball really well. They got 8 assists in the second quarter. Jordan Heading spearheading that and really helping his teammates be able to get into good positions.
Imagine TNT limited SMB to just 11 points, Coach Chart, in the second quarter. Tatlo lang napasok na tira, isa yan kay Marcio.
That's right. That's not easy to do if you're TNT, but ang nangyari doon talaga, they really control the defensive boards, did not give them second chance opportunities, and good contribution also from our Pogoy, who's playing in his first game here in the finals.
And from being down by 17 in the first quarter, lumamang pa nga ng 6 yung TNT at the half. And in the third quarter, well, it was a dogfight. Don Troliano started dipping his head down and he just kept attacking.
He kept attacking. He kept on going. He did exactly what he did in game number 2. 11 points for Troliano in the third quarter. Pero itong TNT, again, moving that ball well, helping each other out to be able to stay close in the ballgame.
And of course, Junmar Fajardo was still busy. He had so many rebounds. 27 lang naman, Coach Chard, in this game.
And yun na nga, a bit of emotion also being shown by Abay in this game. Pero TNT, andito na, ito na yung puro layups na nakikita natin dito sa second half. And kaya, pero lumamang pa rin ang TNT ng 5.
Akala natin makakalayo na yung TNT, but it changed. Look at this, with about a minute left. Lumamang ng dalawang San Miguel, but Ray Nambatak changed the game with that huge three-pointer.
A big three-point shot for Ray Nambatak, giving that 1-point lead to TNT. And you look at TNT, they move the ball well. And this is that pass once again by Jordan Heading. 12 assists for him in this ball game. Kung tinignan natin, kung tumigil yung laro dyan, kala mo panalo na. That's ito ang TNT.
Pero alam mo, may sinabi si Coach Chard, papasok ng fourth kasi 3 points pa lang si CJ, pero sabi niya, delikado pa rin yung player na yan.
Oh, si CJ talaga. You know, you can't count him out. As we see here, ito si drive muna ni Galinato. Talaga makikita mo rito yung roller coaster of emotions in a finals game. Kasi kala mo mananalo na TNT. Biglang ito na naman si CJ. Biglang bumitaw ng 4 points.
4 pa naman ang binitawan and San Miguel took a 1-point lead. I mean, at that point, naka-rhythm na si CJ, but he was struggling the entire game.
Oh, that's right. Sabi nga natin, very gutsy call there for CJ. And ito, after a stop, ito na naman si CJ. Hindi pa nakontento. Nagdagdag pa ng 3-point shot.
Yan ang tinatawag na that's the dagger. Para dito kay CJ Perez. CJ Perez, wow. You know, you have to have the confidence. You have to have that commitment because you're willing to take the big shot, and if you miss it, you're also willing to take that play.
CJ can start out as cold as he did. Pero siya pa rin ang pupuntahan as the closer for San Miguel, and he definitely closed Game 3 with a bang. A 4-pointer plus a 3. Hindi nga kailangan ng 3 at that point, but CJ gave them reason to celebrate. What a performance for Perez. Siya naging best player natin in this game with 20 points. 17 he scored in the fourth quarter. I mean, we saw a lot of great performances, Coach Chard, pero this was just CJ Perez's night.
That's right. And, you know, it was a close game all throughout. And yun ang maganda dito. And just, you know, sets the stage for the next game in this series.
Dom, this is just going to get more exciting.
Definitely going to get more exciting, and a lot of work to be done by TNT. Nakita natin, rebounding once again, dominated by San Miguel. And they showed that they have superior talent, but they need to be able to find a way to try and even out the series on Wednesday.
Absolutely. Game 4 is indeed on Wednesday, pero magpapaalam na muna po kami for my partners, Dominic Uy, Coach Richard Del Rosario, and Eileen Shi, para rin po sa aming mga katulong dito sa aming talented production and technical teams. Ako po si Jot Sulit, nagpapaalam. Salamat sa inyong panonood at pagsubaybay dito sa PBA Season 50 Philippine Cup Finals. San Miguel taking a 2-1 lead. Pero abangan natin kung paano babawi itong TNT. Game 4 is on Wednesday dito pa rin sa Mall of Asia Arena. We'll see you then. Good night.